was ending. It's like, Hop's not on
And I was
stream.
completely right.
Yeah, you were 100% right. All right, so recap time. So yeah, so last session, you guys, wait, my brain just farted. Oh my goodness. I remember
We went to town, and then we tried to figure out what quests we could do, and then someone went to the library for the entire section. The entire session. That was it. We went to the library.
Well, you also, picked up the quest for the wine place, right? Or no, that was the session before.
No. Is that right?
That was at the very beginning of the session.
Lex is very upset that Bungie is gone.
Yep, no more Bungie. Apparently, people don't like anime Romero.
No. But yeah, but to...
But yeah, so we picked up the Winery Quest.
Yeah, so you picked up that quest after waking up from a very long rest. And then you guys split off to try and figure out some side quests. Aiden went off to find the library, and within the library he met the library assistant. Oh my goodness, he has a name. This snap did not do me well.
You had one job.
I had one job.
All right, Aiden, what was your boyfriend's name?
Logan.
All right, let's go with Logan, I guess.
Was it Logan? I feel like it wasn't
I
Logan.
feel like it was like Gabriel or something.
I thought it was
but
George.
You can't not picture Wolverine.
Yeah, except that Aiden said that he looks like Jack Black.
But I could see Jack Black looking kind of like a Wolverine.
I can see Jack Black in a really, really good Wolverine cosplay.
Isn't that more Adam Savage's thing? The really good cosplays?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Okay, so...
You know, I recently learned that Jamie Hyneman and Adam Savage hate each other.
Oh?
They ruined my life.
I don't think they hate each other. They just didn't really get along.
They did have very different approaches for everything.
Yeah. Like, when they would, like, just completely say, screw you, I'm doing this my way in the show. Like, it was pretty real.
Okay, but yeah. So, within the library, Aiden was able to find several pieces of information. He looked into some of the landmarks around the city and around Barovia to see if he could find anything in regards to some of the prophecies relating that you guys got from Madame Eva in the Vistani camp before getting out this way. And then he also got to find out some information for himself that he can share or do what he pleases with. You guys all gathered up as a group again and headed to the town square to kind of look over the available quest board. There you guys agreed on two things. There was Oscar was interested in the interviews. There was supposed to be like kind of covert interviews around town. And then everyone else was interested in the pests, dealing with clearing out pests for a family around here.
Regular rat babies.
Yeah. Any other questions before we jump in?
What's the answer to the universe?
42. So I don't know how, but you got really quiet on my Discord. Okay, better.
Mm-hmm. Or was it because we all stopped talking?
Is it her answer that you guys are laughing at?
I kind of like like how the screen is set right now. It's strategically hiding our mischief.
Oh wait, are you guys talking in there? No, I just see the
I
Albion.
wouldn't say talking.
Just looking at stuff.
Oh, you mean like if I scroll out?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it be. All right.
Trying to send it in chat, but I don't think we can put images in the Roll20 chat.
Whole images.
Probably not.
Lock, shock, and barrel. All right, back to zooming in. Oh no, I lost you guys. All right, so you guys are all picking up where you left off in the town square. It's probably later in the afternoon, sometime after lunchtime. You look at the quest board again to get more information to make sure you know where you're headed for the different quests. For the pest quest, that rhymes. Between the complaints written on the guard mission form for the pests, you catch that the pest problem is affecting the Taltos family on the northern edge of Vallaki. And their house can be found on the very north edge. For the interviews quest, the form asks for anyone that's seriously considering to meet her in the Blue Water Inn on any evening, and it continues to mention that she'll be wearing a blue butterfly barrette in her hair.
Dibs.
Let's see.
Why
I need
am
your
not-
I'd
character
say it
sheets
sounds
real
up
quick.
his alley.
Did
He
she
is
say
the-
why she was meeting?
Why she was what?
Why she was meeting?
She has someone that she's suspicious of, but she needs it to be kind of on the down low. She doesn't want anyone
well,
to know.
When someone says down low, I'm the first thing that comes up.
What does that mean?
I'm very discreet in all of my operations.
All of them. All of the above.
Mm-hmm.
Irina confirmed beard.
All right. All right. So, getting the quests information in more details, you guys kind of have an idea of where to go and head off to, depending on which one you want to do. You start to head out of the town square to figure out what you want to do, but Fench, you start to realize that you feel eyes on you. As you look around the town square to see where this feeling's coming from, you realize that there are villagers all gathered around a fountain, eyeing you and the group suspiciously. Their eyes dart away when they realize that they've been seen. The fountain they're standing by... go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
I was going to say, the fountain that they're standing by is interesting in that it has a tall gray statue of a man facing west at its center.
Does this man look like a vampire?
He does not.
Hey, guys, I do believe, shit, what was my accent? Man, that's gone. Alright, it does seem like we have some people looking at us. We should probably be a little wary. And I tap, Stryder.
Who?
Romero.
There you go.
Well, why wouldn't they be looking at us? It's not every day they see heroes.
Well,
I kind of
there's-
just look around at the ragtag group we've assembled, and I'm like, heroes, eh?
there's some air quotes there.
We've saved people.
Well, who?
The children. The dead children. Multiple
We-
sets of kids.
Well, we let the dead children rest so they didn't have to be ghosts anymore from the really scary house. And then we did bring those two kids back from the windmill who were probably going to be made into pie.
But we also murdered that vampire boy in the basement of the cathedral.
Which was a good thing.
I mean, yeah, I agree that there's nothing wrong with murdering vampires.
Yep, nothing wrong with murdering vampires.
Oscar, you seem distraught.
As you guys are kind of trying to prove to yourselves that you're heroes, the sound of a man's voice breaks your attention. You see the voice comes from a tall, bald man with an augmented arm. The
I can see sound.
the augmented arm has barbed spines, elongated fingers, and long nails. With his human hand, he points at the flowers hanging up around the square.
That's never good when you have to state with his human hand he does something.
There are two men in guards uniform kind of keeping up behind him. They begin taking down the flowers and one falls by your feet. And I think, let me see what happens if I do this.
It went
Nope,
black for a
that's
second.
edit.
Yeah,
Cancel.
somebody had a hammer.
I thought I could share this because it says it's a player handout, but I guess not.
You've somehow given me handouts.
Yeah, I've
you've
given you
given us
handouts before. Let me see if it's actually a setting somewhere else.
So I have the Strahd's Crest handout.
I have the scarecrow handout.
Okay.
Scarecrow, yeah.
I have
Check.
a letter.
I'm sorry,
handout,
I have
too.
the He Who Must Not Be Named handout.
Yeah, don't say that one out loud. Oh no. This one just lets me edit it.
just
Oh,
copy
I can
word.
put it in journals. So I guess I'll put it in everybody's.
Yay.
How could you?
Alright, now check your handouts.
Sharing.
The Proclamation of Vallaki.
Why don't we have Oscar read this out loud for the crowd?
Was it the come one, come all?
Yes.
Yep.
Where are you guys seeing these? Oh,
the
I
handouts. You got
see
it?
it now.
Chapter 5, The Town of Vallaki.
Wait, children are required like a bow tie at a fancy restaurant?
Well, Oscar's going to read it for us. Don't read ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, he does know how to read, right?
Wait, who's reading?
You, Oscar.
I'm reading. All right. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Yep, that's how that word's pronounced. Attendance and children required. Questionable wording. Pikes will be provided. Wait, what are we doing with these kids?
So these are the ones they're taking down, right? This was like the last celebration.
Yeah.
All will be well. I don't like that. In
So
caps.
we've got what? Children
On
pikes.
pikes?
and
Wolves'
wolves' heads.
Wolves' heads, presumably. Never been to a wolves' head jamboree.
Yeah. Also, as a reminder, when you guys first came into town, they had wolves' heads on pikes up the path.
Oh, that's true.
So they went outside and they put wolves' heads on pikes, and all the kids cheered.
I'm gonna go up to I guess one of the guards that like they're taking down these letters and be like, what's going on with this?
That was last week's festival. We're here to set up the new festival flyers. And you see the one guard just carrying a pile of flyers. Do you look over to see what it says?
Yeah, I'll just ask for one.
Yeah. So it's annoying how to share these, but there you go. You have the new one.
That's come one, come all. Great writing. The greatest celebration of the year, the festival of the blazing sun. Attendance and children are required. Rain or shine. Well, wait. How are we gonna have the festival of the blazing sun when it's raining? All will be well.
At least it's better than pikes being provided.
So wait,
Well,
does
you
that
can't
mean
have a
that?
wolves' head jamboree without pikes. I mean, that would be silly.
So wait, does this
Oscar
mean that
reading that
pikes
second
aren't
one
going
aloud?
to be
Yeah, he's reading
provided
it aloud.
now?
No, you missed
No.
that.
It's not on
shit.
free pikes.
Missed the free pikes.
Now it's just free sunshine.
Yeah, but since you've picked up one of the flyers, Oscar, The guards start walking away from you to continue, like, switching out the flyers. Along their path, they pass the stocks in the northern part of the town center. There's a row of, it looks like 7 people that have all been starving are wearing papier-mâché donkey heads. Each of the guards, and the tall man as well, take a moment to stop and spit on the locked up before continuing their duties.
So if they just go down the line spitting on 7 people, like, here's a loogie for you, here's a loogie for you.
They're
You
alternating.
get a loogie. I hate you,
And
Gerald.
you get a loogie.
Yes, it's a ritual that they do. Good luck.
Well, what's with the donkey heads?
Because they're asses.
Yeah, they've made an ass out of themselves. Oh,
I bet they said a bad name.
probably said.
Oh, Oscar, who's that guy that we saw outside the windmill? What was his name again?
Oh, you know, I don't think I care to catch his name. He doesn't seem important enough.
Man. Yeah, I feel really bad that I can't remember his name. He seemed like he was very proud of it.
Oh, it's funny because you're trying to say the name without saying the name.
How many accents does Fench have tonight?
Like 6.
But anyway, yeah, Oscar, did you read the flyer out loud for everybody else?
Yeah, I read that out loud.
Okay. So then I'll also share it with everyone else then, so that everyone has a copy.
So it's basically the same as the last festival in that all of them are the greatest festival of the year.
Wow. I mean, when you top the last one, then the new one becomes the greatest.
I mean,
How
do you?
far are these people in shackles from us?
They're probably a few feet away from you, Oscar, and they're...
So I can't just continue this conversation with my party, like leaning up on one?
No.
I get tired. I need to rest on things.
You need to rest on people locked up in stocks wearing papier-mâché donkey heads.
Yeah.
They're not furniture, they're people.
Technically, they're donkeys.
Eh.
We haven't seen under their masks. He's not wrong.
May I take out the fountain statue?
Yes. Is there anything in particular you're looking for on it?
I ask the suspicious people who he is.
Okay.
Is there not a plaque with his name on it?
There is no plaque.
That
The
guy doesn't have a plaque.
the people around kind of shrug. One of them says in like a loud whisper, like, nobody knows who it actually is.
What's this guy kind of look like?
He just looks like an imposing man. There's nothing distinguishing. Another one of the villagers nearby kind of says, he's like, the burgomaster claims it's someone in his family line, but I don't see it. And then they kind of like rush off, trying not to be seen talking to the new people in town.
Is there any chance, does this statue at all bear any kind of resemblance to me? Does it have 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose?
It
Yeah,
does look
human
like
features?
a human.
Alright, guys, new plan. Whisper campaign. This guy was related to me and Romero.
Oscar, how many times do I have to tell you? I'm adopted.
Whoa, not to me, brother.
Well, that's very sweet of you.
What's in front of the statue?
There's
Like, where is it
nothing.
looking?
Water.
Like, it just faces west?
Yeah, it just says it's facing west. It doesn't say that there's anything stand out within the town square that it would be looking at.
Do we know, if we were to look at the larger map, is there anything of importance westward from here?
No.
Not that I believe. Let me go take a quick peek. Nothing that you would have heard of.
Yeah, I'd didn't get anything either from the library to the west. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe he's just pointing in a direction. Like a statue's got to face some way, right?
Maybe.
Alright. So then, now that you guys have ideas for the different quests, where do you guys want to head?
Well, I believe Oscar already claimed the butterfly woman.
I mean, we could share
how
her.
that works.
I mean, the quest.
We're just gonna pass the poor butterfly woman around like a horde of savages.
Butterfly collecting, that's all.
Oh my.
Alright.
Not awkward at all.
So what,
Where did
Oscar?
you
You're going
go?
off on your own to the inn to see if you can meet up with her?
Yeah, I mean, it seems simple enough. I don't fear that I have any risk of dying doing this quest.
Alright, and then the rest of us will go take care of the pests.
I feel like someone should go with Oscar, but I could be wrong.
Well, it's for interviews, so.
But if it's just
Oh.
interviews. Just I guess me and
Hmm.
Finch can go smash bugs.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring a tracker with you?
I can smash. I can find bugs.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we can bring Jorin as well.
I guess that leaves me with Oscar then.
Woo!
The two biggest studs in the party.
Yeah,
I'll go for a
Aiden's
high five.
Aiden's gotten a date before Oscar did.
True. He's not even a bard.
He's not even a bard.
I'm playing for the long game.
The
He played
very
for
long
no
game.
game.
I like
don't
how
see Finch getting anything.
Finch doesn't want anything though.
all right.
Fench already snagged like a fey woman, so he's miles ahead.
Oh right, that's why you're orange.
All right. Does anyone have a preference of which group goes first?
No?
I would just out thinking out loud. I'm assuming ours probably at least has two parts: talk to this woman and then do another thing. So do you want to just talk to her real quick?
Okay, I can drag you guys to the inn. Your character sheet should be there already. I'll just have to add lady. I think you guys are on, your character tokens are on the second floor, so I'll have to bring them down.
Oh.
I guess I'll do...
This blatant copy and paste reuse.
And here. And I'll just put Romero upstairs for now.
No.
And Fench.
So, how about them sports, eh?
Just getting thrown
Oh, man.
around.
I know, I'm just tossing characters all over the place.
So which lady is our lady? They all look the same.
I will change lady.
That's how you get kicked out of karaoke.
The morning.
Is that obvious enough?
Hey,
Okay.
Aiden, I think that's the girl.
All right.
I think
So
too.
let me go through.
Is she
So,
like? Is that like a status effect you gave her? Is she drowning
you
right
can
now?
put a tint on the
Oh,
character
okay.
tokens. But yeah. So you guys head back to the Blue Water Inn. You scan the room and you see nobody sitting at the bar. You look around again and kind of see a blue glint in the corner of the room. The woman has her back to the entrance of the tavern, and it appears that she's sitting alone in the dimly lit corner of the room.
She wanted to be discreet about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm gonna sit in this seat right here, and offer Aiden to sit across the table from me, with my back to the woman.
Oh, back to back.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach, you kind of get a hint that she's on the older side. Her hair is completely gray, And she's kind of dressed nicer than the average villagers you've been seeing around town.
All right, and I'll just say to Aiden, you know, man, I'm glad we went butterfly catching today.
Can I see the like sheet for this thing?
Which
Like
sheet?
what it said.
I don't. Did we actually?
Like, what
We
we're
didn't have a
supposed to-
handout.
I
for
didn't
it.
I didn't make handouts for these, but I can.
Do you want to just reread it to us?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
The top of the summary says that the woman is the foremost representation of the good people of Vallaki, and she requests that some interviews be conducted with a woman that has been avoiding speaking with her. Her concerns are private, and she would appreciate that this be done discreetly. And when you guys double-checked it today, it said that anyone seriously considering it can find her in the Blue Water Inn on any evening, and that she'll be wearing a blue butterfly beret in her hair.
Okay, so is the giver the one that's in blue, or the person we're investigating?
The giver.
Oh, okay.
I mean, how discreet do we need to be? Can we just talk to her now?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. I'm just gonna just turn around and tap her on the shoulder.
She turns around and she kind of slowly scans you up and down while you're sitting in the seat behind her. She kind of nods as if she's checked off a mental checklist that she never mentions. She speaks in a hushed whisper and asks if you can talk outside by the well.
Yeah, sure.
And she's like, okay, follow me. Are you alone?
No, I have a colleague with me, Aiden.
Okay. Both come outside with me. And she kind of does the shifty eyes, trying to see if anyone else notices the three of you talking. When she's
It's always safe to follow a stranger to a second location, right?
It's outside the door.
yeah, so the well is here. You gonna move, Oscar?
I'm moving.
You're
I
moving.
was trying to rotate, but the my thing keeps getting in the way.
All right.
There we go.
So, once you guys are outside, she kind of scans again and makes sure that it's clear again. She introduces herself. Hello, I'm Karina Antonovic, and I'm pretty suspicious of a woman named Nimra Barthos. You see, we have this Vistani camp outside of town, and I don't know, something about her catches me that she might be part of it. But I can't have my good name besmirched by throwing around rumors and such. So I'd like it, and I very much appreciate it, if you guys can go around, see if you can find any good evidence, and then come back to me. There's 50 gold in it for you guys if you can, handle this
Oh,
well.
each? That sounds good.
No. Not each.
Oh. Well. I guess we'll see what we can come up with. What did you say the name of the camp was again?
It's a Vistani camp, the loud sorts with the colorful clothing and all that.
Gotcha. And you just want to see if she's involved with them?
Well, she looks around again. A lot of Vistani are known spies that support the devil.
Oh.
We can't have people like that in Vallaki, now can we?
No, we certainly cannot.
So
What
she
was Karina's last name?
Antonovic. Do you want me to put it in the roll 20?
Wait, who was Antonovic?
I don't believe so.
They just need more iron in their diet. That's all.
Oh, that was her name's Ansanovic. Okay, good. And where can we find this Nimra?
She's going all around the village and such. She's making all these preparations for the festival to seem like she fits in. If I remember correctly, her family lives on the western end of Vallaki.
And she does a lot of preparation for the festival?
Yeah, she's always running back and forth. I don't know where she's going or where she's headed. She always has something in her hands.
All right, well, let's go see if we can't speak with her. Maybe we'll help out with the festival. Like give her a wink.
She nods and she's like, all right, Oscar. What about you, Aiden? Are you up for this?
Yes.
How does she know our names?
Well in hand.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't introduce yourselves. Oops.
Who is this?
That's my bad. But
You don't need names for clandestine meetings. Everybody lies anyway.
all right. She nods and she's like, all right, you can find me where you found me before if you ever have any info for me.
All right.
And then she heads back inside to her table.
As we walk away, like technically, I think Aiden, I did give her your name, so that's my bad. That's all.
Oh, you did. You said this is my friend. I'm here with my friend Aiden.
But she never had mine.
Hey, for all she knows, you could be lying about your name or about his name.
Yep.
All right.
All
Do
right.
you two have any questions?
How far away is this place we're gonna go to?
It's within walking distance. It's within the town of Vallaki. She says that her family has a home within the town, but she's suspicious that she might be from a Vistani camp from outside of town and have gotten her way into Vallaki.
All
I
right,
figured
well,
we'll go up to her and just start talking to her, saying we're new in town, but we really excited for this new festival. I would love to help with anything we can. Flirt and charm with her a little bit and see what comes out.
I suppose. We just watch her for a bit.
That's creepy. All right, how about this? We'll play good cop, creep cop. I'll be I'll approach her directly, talk to her, and you just stay in the shadows and watch, see where she goes.
All right.
Oh,
Sounds
I
good.
think you'd agree with me.
Well, you can also make me invisible, and you're a better talker. So,
Sounds good.
alrighty. So, I want to cast this as a ritual first.
Okay.
Then we can go on our way.
Okay, sounds good. So, yep. So you two were actually at the inn, which is over here. And then, yeah, so the west end of the town would be in this direction.
All right.
So then I'll flip back over to the other three. So do the three of you want to make any preparations before heading up to the pests?
Avante.
Uh, take that as a no.
Don't think so.
Okay. So from the quest information, it kind of just told you to head to the north edge of the town of Vallaki. So you guys, from the town square, head up, and as you walk up, you realize there's only really one road that leads all the way to the north end of Vallaki. So going up, I think along this way you pass by the pet store Romero that you had been before. Do you need to stop
Okay.
to resupply for anything or no?
No.
Okay. And you guys
Yeah.
let me double check what information I had given to you before about this quest. Alright, yeah, so as a reminder, the family food stall has been overrun by a particularly stubborn set of pests that seems to know that traps of all sorts should be avoided. and that they can be found on the north end to receive help.
Question.
Yes.
Did anybody else's map not move? Because I'm still in the inn.
Same.
Up. I fix.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah. So as you guys are headed up, I assume you guys are kind of looking around the houses to see if you notice any noticeable food stalls.
Yeah, because that's what we're looking for.
Yeah. So you guys get pretty far up the road heading towards north. And this smaller home here on your left has an obvious food stall in the back.
In the back.
Mm-hmm. In the back of the home, in like the backyard.
Suspicious.
Who puts a food stall in the back?
Exactly.
So how do you guys want to approach?
I mean, we're just supposed to go there and then take the job, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think we could just walk up and just take it.
I mean, are you guys gonna go up to the house and knock on the door? Are you guys just gonna head to the back and check out the pest problem?
I'm gonna knock on the door.
Okay.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right. Approaching the
I'd
home.
like,
Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to think that we're not that weird of people. That we could just, talk and act like human beings for once.
Agreed. It's like, how do you want to do this? I kind of
Knock.
just want to knock.
Well, I didn't know if you guys wanted to just like split up and have someone check out the pest while someone else knocks, or
Murder everyone. Just kick down the door. Guns blazing.
Only if they're vampires.
They're all pests. Is what we're
So yeah. So you walk up and you see the house doesn't look any different than the rest of the homes around. You knock on the door and you don't hear anything at first. Then suddenly you hear a quick shuffling of feet. The door opens quickly and you see a middle-aged man answer. He kind of looks up at the group. His eyes kind of go wide and he begins to shut the door.
We're here for your job?
He kind of stops the door halfway and he looks confused. He's like, "Which job?"
Oh,
Pest control?
Oh.
How many jobs do you have?
I only have one. And the shorter man answered the correct title. You
Well, then
guys,
why are you confused?
well, that board is for guards, and you guys aren't guards.
Bored?
Well,
Guards?
the guards are a little busy, and hey.
The guards
We're
had
looking
a
for
bunch
work.
of new flyers to put up for the festival.
The guy kind of like, he looks around thinking, he's like, that makes sense. They are busy all the time. It's probably why they don't want to help. So you're agreeing to help us with our pest problem?
We're considering the possibility.
I kind of like just whisper to Jorin. I'm like, how much is he paying for this weird shit?
Definitely not enough.
Anywho, sir, we're we're here to deal with some pests.
Okay. He's still kind of like confused and suspicious, but he's like, all right, we were preparing our food stall out in the back. We started to paint it. Then suddenly it was just overrun by rats, and we can't seem to get rid of them. You guys can head into the backyard and try and figure out what you can about it.
So we're being paid to kill rats.
We're really bad at it.
How big are these rats?
It's less so the size and the sheer number.
So how much are we being paid for squishing rats? Just wondering.
The man kind of like looks off and he's like, I don't have adventurers around often. Is there a normal payout? We can offer some gold and silver, and for the festival we sell a specialty bread. If you like bread.
Okay, just going to throw this out there. We're a little suspicious of bread lately.
What do you make this specialty bread out of? And then Romero starts counting coins on his fingers, like 10, 20. I think I can get out of this guy.
What is there something not normal to make bread from? We use wheat flour. We use water, and
I'm just.
Well, then why is it
Children
special
required.
bread?
if we told you the specialty, we wouldn't have a family recipe.
Look, we're just trying to make sure that the specialty is not children. Okay, that's the.
The guy's eyes go really wide, and he's like, "Did I hear you correctly?"
I'm just saying there have been witches about, and we're giving them
Adventuring's
stitches.
a weird job.
I can assure you there are no human pieces in our bread, let alone innocent. And then he kind of turns around and he's like, cover their ears.
Is the bread vegetarian?
The man
Is it
thinks.
gluten-free?
Is it celiac friendly?
He keeps thinking, he's like, I don't know these terms.
You know what?
So
Fench,
we'll
I'm
take
sure it's
like
fine.
3 loaves of the bread, and then I think depending on the swarm, we'll decide the price later. But approximately, I'm going to guess depending on the number of rats, if it's like 40 or 50 rats, I would maybe take 25 gold.
The man starts kind of like also counting on his hands. It's like, I believe we can afford that. We can start on your bread now, and I promise no.
Good. I grab his hand really quick, and I'm like, good. That's 50 silver a rat head.
And he's confused, and he's like,
I just start walking. He agreed.
All right.
Incoming gauntlet.
Guys, I wasn't thrilled about my last encounter with the rats, so...
Right, but now we're getting paid 50 silver for every rat we kill, which is like a ton of money.
Fair. And some bread.
I know, he just agreed to it.
Hopefully not full of children.
So at this point,
My
you're
favorite type
probably
of bread.
like walking around the house, so he's not listening to you guys.
Yeah, as we walk away. He already shook on it. No takesy backsies.
Yeah, you kind of hear the door slowly shut as you guys walk away, as if he's still stunned by the interaction you just had.
I don't know if he shook on it or you shook him on it.
It's too late, he's agreed.
I'm not sure he can do math, Romero.
You guys should go out and buy dead rats and bring them to him. We've killed these. Give us that silver.
Knock on his door again. Where's the nearest dead rat dealer?
We can go back to the pet store.
Oh no.
You gotta feed snakes somehow.
Do they sell snakes at the pet store, Kate? Hop? Whoever you are.
Whoever
DM.
you are.
Dim.
I do not recall if there were snakes. I do remember there being horse saddles and like feeds, but I don't recall if there were live animals there. You'd have to go back and check.
Well,
It's okay. It's easier to squish rats.
well, the DM doesn't know, so I guess we'll just smash rats.
Smash the rat.
If you guys smash them into 2 pieces, you can maybe try to convince them that it's 2 separate rats.
Oh,
Bold decision.
it's so gross.
Nope, you can't, because he said rat head. So if we smash the rat head, we don't get paid.
Yeah, we gotta keep the heads alive.
Just the
cut 'em in
heads
half.
alive.
That's so scary. You walk back with 50 screeching rat
If
heads.
only one of us was a necromancer right now.
Hold on, we need to pay a necromancer to cast Revivify on all the rats we killed.
Oh,
Just the heads.
I don't know
It's
if he'd
gonna cost
pay
way
you
more than the
anymore.
25
It's like they're not bothering your food stall anymore. It's like, but they're screaming.
Well, no, that's how we make sure he pays us. Is if he pays
want
us,
these
we
rats to
shut
be
the
dead.
rats up.
Oh, you're gonna blackmail
does-
the man.
He doesn't pay us, we leave the screaming rat heads.
This has turned into an evil adventure.
I also think a screaming rat head placed in your basement, like in the corner, will like deter any other rat.
Oh, there's a market for this.
The perfect rat alarm system. He'll never come by. You'll just have to learn to sleep through the screaming.
So we're gonna head to the
Anywho,
the rat hunting section
Okay.
of the shop.
I'm trying to debate the best time to do the back and forth cuts.
Probably right now, right? Because we kind of did some talking. They did some talking before.
Yeah, we can do that. All right. So, Oscar and Aiden, do you guys chit chat at all as you head out west of town?
I mean, I don't think we just walked there in silence out of town.
Well, you're not leaving
could.
town. It's just the west end
Or
of town.
all the way on the side of town.
All right. I'll slowly drag your characters across as you guys.
So, Aiden, was your father in the same line of profession as you?
No, he wasn't. He was a baker.
What got you into all this magic?
I had like a natural talent for it, you could say.
Thought it was better than baking bread.
I suppose. So, how's it going with you and Irina?
You know, I think we're getting there. Definitely some good strides amongst the relationship.
Yeah. I think she knows your name.
She's always known my name. She just, you know, playing coy.
Ah, right. Coy.
You know, girls see all this and they know if they just act instantly on their feelings, it's a turnoff. You gotta, you know, tease a little.
Oh, right. Yeah. They just play hard to get.
Yeah, that's half the fun.
Mm-hmm. Just chasing forever.
Well, you know, sometimes a dog doesn't know what to do if he even got the tire.
Okay.
All right. So you guys
Hurry up,
get
this house.
we guys get about to there, and then you guys see. Oh, I should probably drag a token onto the field. Let's see if I can just find.
We can see all the people in town.
I just need a commoner. Did that put her on the field? Hello. Oh, she large.
Hey,
She's only promising.
That's a lot of lady. All right.
Big.
Well, she'll be very easy to follow.
All right. So as you guys are walking up the street in the middle of your conversation, you kind of see a woman walk past. She has brightly colored outfits on that stand out like a sore thumb compared to the rest of the Vallaki. The bright, randomly patterned outfit. The outfit itself is bright and randomly colored. They seem kind of similar to the Vistani that you had met at the camp outside of the village of Barovia. But it's kind
very
of
low key spy.
But it's kind of hard to tell from over here where you're standing what she's actually doing. She kind of just seems to be in a hurried rush to get to this house.
All right, Oscar. You make me go invisible, and I'll follow behind you.
Let me smell my hat. It was. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Boom. Take some of this. So you have up to an hour of this. And if need be, you can always come by me. Just tap me on the shoulder and I'll recast it.
Understood.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna kind of briefly jog up to her. Excuse me, are you Nimura?
She looks very confused and she starts looking over her shoulder. She's like, how do you know my name?
Oh, I've heard from the town folks that you help a lot with the party planning.
I mean, I do my own festival decorations. I mean, it's gotta be perfect. It's gotta be great. It's gotta be everything.
See, I'm new in town, and I'm like super pumped for this rising sun ceremony, and I was just wondering if I could help at all.
You mean the blazing sun?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
New with this stuff.
all right. She kind of thinks. She kind of muddles. I guess my family doesn't seem to be very excited to help this year. I guess you could meet me at my house. I can bring out some supplies, and we can bring them over to this building here where I'm gonna set up my actual booth. I can always use
Sounds
extra
good.
hands.
Yeah. Do you have like a talent thing, or what are you going to provide at your booth?
Well, if I told you that, then everyone would try to copy it, wouldn't they?
Ooh, you're right. Good secrets. Well, I'm sure they, even if somebody copied them, you'd still draw the bigger crowd with such a pretty face.
She kind of eyes you suspiciously. I guess roll a
Persuasion?
yes, persuasion.
Roll a 1. Roll a 1.
Oh, this is exciting.
13.
Okay,
Not a 1.
it is not a one.
Pretty average.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
She eyes you suspiciously, and she's like, "It's been a long time since anyone's complimented me. I couldn't tell if you were just after something, but come along."
Hops, what does she look like again? Is she another older lady, or she's
yeah,
brightly colored
she's-
and
She would be maybe in her mid to late 30s. You can tell that she doesn't get much sleep. There's nothing about her that stands out very well other than her brightly colored clothing. It's like average everything.
All right, well then, I'll just gesture to her wardrobe, and I'll be like, well, you just stand out. I think we both kind of have a bit of a flair for the extra color.
She looks really confused at first. She looks down. She's like, this is not how I dress. I have so much fabric to bring over and I can't carry it in my hand. So I thought I'll just wrap it around my shoulders, wrap it around my waist. And this is just be the easiest form of transportation.
Oh, it's a shame. I thought you'd be starting a new trend.
And she kind of looks around. She's like, have you seen the people in this town?
Yeah, but I don't know. You never know with these kind of people. Then you just need one fashionable, headstrong woman to just set them right with their values.
She kind of chuckles a bit, and she's like, well, we'll see. I mean, every year with these festivals, we decorate everything lively, and things are supposed to be, supposed to be up and up, but everyone just goes back to wearing, typical villager clothing. And then she kind of starts rushing off towards her home here.
I'll follow her.
Okay.
So if the festivals don't do enough, is there something you think would really help this town?
She looks around side to side. She's like, the festivals do great. They do very well. There is nothing to worry about with the festivals. You can tell she's audibly raised her voice to make sure that everyone could hear that. And then she reaches her front door and she's like, that's not now. And then she asks you to wait. And then she goes in and starts ruffling around. You can hear her like moving a lot of stuff around in the home.
All right. I'm gonna kind of whisper to myself, hint, hint, and be like, I'll probably hold the door for her when she comes out with stuff. Aiden?
I don't say anything.
You there? Shit.
But I do get ready to do that.
Okay. Alright. We'll cut back to the pest people. Poor Oscar. He's just like, hello? Alright, so you guys are all finding yourselves in the backyard around the food stall.
One exciting food stall.
Yes. So as you reach the food stall and get close to it, you see that the backyard is pretty empty, minus the food stall mentioned, and a very small outdoor shed. The top of the food stall has the family's last name written in cursive, and it reads out the Talos last name. But it looks like the color scheme is clashing a bit, where the cursive name is in a bold blue color, and there's only one streak of orange paint kind of like going across the top of the food stall. Looking closely at it, you do see some small footprints all over it.
I
What
point
do you
out
see
the
the
small.
footprints in? Like paint, dust, like
In the orange paint, it looked like it was painted on wet, and there's like little footprints that are like that picked the paint up off.
okay.
I point at the footprints, and then I poke Jorin, and I'm like, all right, isn't this your whole job?
What? Looking at orange paint footprints?
Yes.
Yes, there are orange paint footprints.
Where do they go?
There on the stall. You see them?
All right, follow them.
I will examine to see if I can find where the footprints might be coming from or going to.
Okay. Let me think of which check that could go along with. I guess either investigation or nature, or I guess maybe even survival. It's tracking. Pick your favorite. All right. So you kind of you look at the footprints, and you can clearly tell that those were left in while the paint was wet. So, and you see tons of footprint, like faded orange footprints along the food stall. But looking around the food stall itself, you don't see any signs of current rats on the food stall.
Are there any signs of food on the food stall?
No.
Well, it doesn't look like they're here anymore. I'm not sure where the rats could have gone. They ate all the food, it looks like, though.
Jorin, I hate to notify you of this, but you're kind of terrible at this whole tracking job that Aiden gave you.
I mean, they're rats. They don't leave much behind.
Wait, hold up. I just had a horrible idea. What if they're not rats?
What's not rats?
Things that are eating the food. What if it's just pigeons?
Do those look like pigeon footprints to you?
No, they don't look like rat footprints to me.
Pigeons don't normally like step in paint and leave footprints all over things. They tend to fly away.
I mean, I've seen birds scoot across the ground.
Can we have a nature check for Fench
Yeah.
to determine whether or not he knows what a pigeon footprint looks like?
Yeah, please give me a nature.
Okay. Let me get my great nature skills out.
Come on.
Ooh, solid
roll.
11.
Okay. Looking at them
I'm actually
again.
proficient in nature, actually.
Are you actually?
Yes.
Say, why do you have a 3 bonus to nature? You have more bonus to nature than I do.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's because I fight Fae.
All right. So the whole argument is these could have been pigeons and not rats.
Yes.
So Fench going up to it again, you swear up and down that these might have been a ton of pigeons that came and left footprints all over the booth and flown away. Looking up at it, you look around, and the way that the footprints actually look, they're not bird-like, more small mammal-like. And you also catch a few rat droppings along the food stall.
All right, I may have been presumptuous, but they could have been weasels. I'm just saying. If it's
I will agree. I won't rule out a weasel. Multiple weasels.
I like the reaction, like, oh, hey, I'm proficient at this.
A swarm of weasels.
Never seen a weasel swarm before, but I have been attacked by a rat swarm once.
I remember. So we don't see where these rat trails lead.
Not with those investigations.
Not currently.
Can I go into the food stall and just start opening stuff?
Yes.
Then I do that.
So you
We'd
get
look
behind
to
the food
look at
stall.
nearby shed also when he's done.
Okay. So you get to the food stall and you see kind of what everyone else has been describing. You see the fading orange footprints kind of all over this stall. You head to the bottom of it and they only have like 2 small doors where they would keep supplies underneath. You open one of the doors and you just smell you get hit with a huge smell from like rat feces and rat urine all from within the bottom cabinet.
Foul.
Do you try to break through it to open the other one to see if anything's in there?
Sure.
Okay. You open that one, and that one smells just as bad. But you do see that there is one lone rat that as soon as the sunlight kind of hits it, it scurries away immediately.
Can I try to grab it?
Yes, you can try to grab it. Athletics, acrobatics?
Rat grab.
Oh, yep. You are able to, as soon as the rat starts to try to move forward, you're able to grab it immediately.
And I toss it at Jorin with the words, here you go. Use this to track them.
Oh my god. Jorin, athletics, acrobatics to catch a rat being thrown at your face. You see the rat coming at you and you react with your instincts very quickly and you're able to catch the rat midair.
No crap, they're rats. I know how to track a stupid rat. And shake it in front of Romero.
Well, you seem to be struggling even though they were walking in paint.
And then I toss it to Fench and CC. It's a regular rat, not one with wings.
So, Fench, same for you. Play hot potato with a rat now.
I don't want to catch a rat.
The rat gets thrown at you by Jorin, and it kind of like, how do you go about? Are you like reaching your hands out? Are you covering your face?
I think I'm deflecting it.
You're deflecting.
It's failing.
All right, so you're trying to like anticipate this rat coming for you as soon as Jorin makes that statement, and he tosses it at you, and it's a pretty good toss. But you seem to miss it as it flies at you, and it kind of like hits you in the cheek, just squirms, and then lands on the ground.
I'm like, kill it, Fench. That's 50 silver right there.
Yeah, I step.
All right, I guess make another athletics acrobatics check.
Oh, athletics was an option? Sweet. I did the athletics.
Okay, so the rat's like, after the shock of being tossed around and landing on the ground, starts to try and get up on its feet and squirm away. But Fench, you come down and where do you aim while you step?
I was going for the body.
The body. All right. It starts to kind of get up on its feet, but before it can actually get any hold to run away, you step on its body and you hear just a loud crunch as it falls apart underneath of you. Yeah.
The fuck was that?
What?
I'm sorry, somebody just put a GIF in chat, and I was just like, it was just like a horde of marmots or something.
So now
Might
that
have been
we've
rats.
killed one of these, I'm realizing that logistically, how do we prove how many we've killed? Do we need like a bucket full of rat heads to hand this man?
Well, we're not cleaning them up afterwards, are we?
I assumed that was the point.
I think he was. I think once we squish them, he gets to clean them up.
That's
but-
the plan. But then how do we? I
Gotta
guess
be-
we just tally it on our own.
They're here. We can just bring him back here to where we
Be
kill
like,
the
look
rats.
at
and
all
then
of
we
these
say,
dead rats. You will
we say-
charge us now
Yeah, but
75 gold.
what if
Yeah.
he's actually an asshole, and just cleans it up? He ends up cleaning them up behind. It's like, what rats? I see no rats.
I think we could take him.
I agree. I think we can take this man.
Okay, I'm just saying the shaking down the peasants route usually doesn't go too well.
He's agreed to pay us for services. We render services he does not pay.
Like we could probably just pile them up. Like maybe somebody.
Yeah, we can
Alright.
use like your sword to just scrape them into a big pile.
Yeah, Fench, we'll use your sword.
I don't like that, but okay.
Well, I'm sorry. I mean, maybe we could just skewer them all on your sword as we go, then, and
That
then you
could
can
work.
just show him the sword covered in rats.
I think that idea works well.
After all, it won't work with my flail.
And then we could and then we could tell him that he can also serve rat kebabs from his food stall now.
All right. Forward, I guess we go.
I like where this
All right.
is ended up.
All right, Jordan, you wanted to
So-
go to the shed?
Since I found no traces of rats around the cart, the shed is the next logical place for me to attempt to search for some rat.
While
Okay.
he searches that, I'm gonna tell Fench to start putting that rat on his sword. Come on, come on.
I don't want to.
We can clean the sword later.
I look over and tell them it's no use for stabbing them. You might as well make some use out of the big sword.
I guess you're right.
Oh.
This is not how I wanted to test out my tavern brawler.
The improvised rat skewer.
If we cover the sword in rats, does it become a bludgeoning weapon?
It gets cushiony. Can't slash anymore.
Okay.
If
So,
any-
yes, I search the shed.
All right, you begin to approach the shed, and you do start to hear loud scurrying noises from within the shed. You hear like a bunch of tiny claws scratching around and moving a lot within the shed.
I look back to my compatriots and ask them to like hush a little bit so we can try and discern what's happening inside the shed.
Okay.
What do you do to tell us to hush?
Just look back and put my finger across my lips into the old shh as Fench is sliding a rat down his sword.
I hate that image. All right, Romero,
so-
do you shush? Do you acknowledge?
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Fench?
I just look despondent.
All right. So yeah. So give me a survival or nature check.
Nothing but consistency.
If nothing else, you're consistent. All right. So yes. So from what you can tell, the sounds, they seem like rat feet, but it's hard for you to discern how many might be in there.
Can I at least get a little or a lot?
A lot.
Okay. And I'm going to assume the rats aren't afraid of me. So I say to Romero and Fench, this is like, I'm pretty sure they're in this shed. How do you guys want to handle trying to open the shed to handle all these rats?
Well, I suppose normally I would just burn the shed down, but we can't quite do that for this job.
Now, the shed probably costs more than what we'd get paid.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Pull out my shield, pull out my flail. I guess we do this the old-fashioned way.
Stabby and Bashy?
Yep.
I don't see any other way myself, particularly. Maybe throw a torch at them, but I, again, don't want to burn down the shed. And they probably run away from it.
Honestly, we should probably just get in there and just stomp really hard.
Get stompy? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's prepare for some bashing and stomping. I'll open the door and see what we got. How's that?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Wait, quick thing. Can anybody start a small controlled fire?
What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking we don't want the rats to run away, so we want to make sure they're kept in here, right? And so if we can start a little fire by the door, they're going to be too afraid to come out while we're, stippity stompity.
I mean, we can try.
Yeah. I mean, I have a tinderbox, so does anybody have anything that we can burn quick?
So I have a hempen rope we can use to create a circle around the entrance here. Keep them inside.
So
All
let
right.
me get this straight. Our plan is to put a rope down around the shed and light it on fire.
Yes.
When you put it like that, it does sound pretty stupid.
Not around the entire shed, just close to the entrance, so it scares them to stay in. Where are we smashing them?
All right, I don't see a major flaw with this plan. At the worst, the shed catches fire and all the rats die anyway.
And then we just disappear.
And then we charge him for the one rat.
Well, if we can, I think burned rat corpses will count.
So
We'll
you
have,
just want to...
we'll have skeletons. Skulls still count, right? That's
I
head.
suppose so. But we won't have to skewer them anymore, and I won't be able to laugh at him for his skewer sword.
We will lose rat kebabs. I will agree, but it might be. Well, actually, it could just be pre-cooked rat kebabs.
Oh, that's true. I suppose as long as we don't let them burn to ash, it should be fine.
Yeah, I think we're okay here.
We're saying this all in front of Fench.
Fench is just standing there. Sorry, I agree with Captain Mango in chat. Johnny Cash would have been a bard, and he wrote a song about this.
He's not wrong. So I will lay my hempen rope around the entrance to kind of create no particularly good exit for the rats outside of the burning fire rope.
I want to cast Armor Agathis at the start
Okay.
before we go in.
All right. All right, before I continue with you guys, I will go back to the other two.
What?
All right. So, yeah, ask her. So she comes out and she just has piles of cloth, almost taller than or almost above her head. They're in various shades, ranging from a pale whitish yellow all the way up to a deep dark orange. And
I'll walk. I'm like, oh, here, let me get the door for you, and I'll hold the door open for her.
And she's like, thanks, but can you also grab at least half of these? I can't really see where I'm going now.
Yeah, and I'll try to like keep my foot with the door open and like grab some of these clothes from her and make a bit of a scene, hoping that I wasn't left behind and my friend can get by.
All right, yeah, and she does step out of the doorway a bit as you're holding the door open, and is kind of like leaning forward, trying to drop off some of the fabrics into like so that you can grab them, like leaning forward.
All right, yeah.
Alright,
I grab
can I sneak
fabric.
in there?
Well, he is here.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
With
Alright.
advantage because he's invisible.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage.
God damn it.
You didn't need it. Yeah, so you're able to sneak in. You don't make too much noise. You do kind of ruffle the dirt around, but she seems so preoccupied trying to like hand these fabrics off that she doesn't really notice any of the sounds around her. And you do find yourself in inside her home.
Do I notice that he went in?
You did. I guess make a perception check. Okay. You did see some like dirt kick up that didn't seem natural near
Alright,
the
so
doorway.
good chance he might be in there. Cool. Yeah. So where did you get all this fabric from?
And she's like, "Oh, I've been working tirelessly. As soon as the Wolf Head Festival was done, I needed to get ready for the Blazing Sun Festival. So I've been dyeing these forever and trying to get my family to help me like get cut and prepare all these fabrics. And they're just so, I think they're just tired of me. But I'm always tired. I just always need help."
Well, I'm here to help. My hands are yours.
All right. She's kind of handed off enough fabrics that she can actually like, her eyes are over the pile of fabric she has now. They're still kind of like half covering her face, and she starts wandering off to this building.
To which one?
This one.
Okay. Yeah, I follow her.
Okay. She's like, "Can you get this door for me too?"
Yeah. And I try to like elbow it, and like once it's open slightly, kick my foot and push it open.
All right, and you notice that as you're, like kicking the door open, she pauses before going in, and she's constantly kind of like looking over her shoulders, like triple checking if anyone else is around before she walks in.
Are you worried about someone seeing your ideas?
Of course, everyone. What they don't tell you, there are some people about this festival. Some of it are just in it because, the Baron wants everyone to be happy, and we keep away he who shall not be named. But some people are really competitive about this stuff. I just need to keep everything okay and within my control.
Gotcha. So what's your secret to keeping all this in control?
I mean, I can't let anyone know. I gotta be sneaky. I gotta make sure nobody notices anything. I just need to keep everything under wraps as much as possible.
How do you know I wasn't a spy from another family?
She looks you up and down and goes, "You'd be a poor spy, wouldn't you?"
Yeah, I'm all thumbs when it comes to that stuff.
So she's inside the building now, and you hear her kind of drop off the fabrics. Do you follow in?
Oh yeah, I definitely follow in and like look at up and down every inch of this building.
All right, so it looks like she kind of found like an old warehouse where, nobody else is using it. All you see are just piles of fabrics, and she seems to be. You realize that she's separating out the dyed fabric she brought in into even other piles of similar colors. And you kind of see that she started a braid of fabrics that reaches around the one wall that starts off at the lighter color and goes into the darker colors.
Oh, color coordinated. By any chance, do I see any like emblems or like gang signs that point to this being the wardrobe of the possible cult, the alleged?
You don't see
Like,
anything other than the only signs you see are just various sun shapes that she has around, but first glance it seems like they're related to the festival.
And then question for you, Hops. Was it the Vlaste camps? They're they're really the only place you get colors like this, right?
The Vistani camps, this is kind of like the outfits they would wear. I can show you. Like, I'll just drag his icon out. Like, they're usually dressed like this. That's a Vistani commoner. You had some Vistani that you had met at the other camp. Let me see if I can get those colors. If you have my stream up, I do have.
Yeah, you just show it there.
They disappeared. Where'd they go?
Family, no.
No, that's a
Who's
different
the
thing.
scary guy with the hammer.
So, like,
Okay.
yeah, so they're kind of dressed like that. Usually they're more outgoing and social and brighter dressed than typical people in Barovia.
I'll say to her, like, wow, I haven't really seen this many colors in Barovia. These are more like, I saw some of these colors in the camps that were outside.
She kind of eyes you suspiciously, and she's like, I mean, I just have my way with dyes. If they want the Festival of the Blazing Sun, they're getting the Festival of the Blazing Sun. You can't do Blazing Sun with grays and blues.
Is she lying to me?
Yeah, I can do that for you in a second. I'll also give you a little image of what a typical Barovian looks like if you pull the stream up.
Oh, geez, they look dead.
Yeah, lots of blues, grays, purples, sunken eyes. Like, she looks like a typical Barovian in, like, skin tone, but she is wearing, the orange and yellows because she has all the fabrics that she's trying to handle and take care of.
Is this the town where Blue Waffle came from?
Stop it.
Don't start that.
I was just trying to get matching symmetry from their images to ours. They're rat skewing.
That is an awful image to have. All right.
But we're going to be rich off of our adventure kebabs.
Adventure.
We're just trying to not waste anything. We just don't want to just have all these rats go to waste. There
I
are
assumed that
starving
Oscar
children out there.
would be delighted to know that we had started up our own business.
I'm just disappointed you guys didn't think big time and do rat marionettes.
Oh,
no.
All right. So, what was the last
Well,
question?
there's still time.
What was the last question you asked, Nimra?
I think. It was about like the only place I really saw these colors is from like the camps and things.
Okay,
She
yeah.
said she's like really good at dyes, and I wanted to like see if she's bullshitting me or not.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll a. Is that usually perception or insight?
Insight.
Insight.
Man, this girl's the most trustworthy person
Yeah.
ever.
From you kind of like pause instead of saying anything else, and as you ponder on this statement, she seems to be completely honest with you. All right. So then, Aiden, you're in her home. Is there anything specific you're looking for or want to search for?
Probably like suspicious documents and stuff. Wherever she's
Where's the blackmail?
more around. I guess
All
is
right.
where I'd look first.
So you're kind of inside the home, and you realize that you can kind of hear some movement in there. You can safely assume that her family is probably still in the home, but there doesn't seem to be so much movement around. Looking around, it seems like the only room that you don't really hear too much movement in is the first one to your left.
Okay, check it out then.
All right, you peek in, and it kind of looks like a makeshift office, but right now you kind of see just tubs of liquid around and some fabric hanging from the ceiling.
Can I check the tubs of liquid?
Yep. So looking into the tubs of liquid, you see just varying colors, varying from almost clear to kind of like a watery orange, and some that are like a watery yellow color.
Or any like I guess recipes for them?
You do see along a wall that doesn't have any tubs underneath of it, there are kind of scrawlings plastered up to the wall of, various natural ingredients that you'd expect her to use. Like some flowers that are obviously yellow, some flowers that are obviously orange that she probably, boiled down to extract the colors from.
So it looks like a legitimate, like, dyeing operation.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any signs of, like, the Vistani here?
Nothing that you can see.
Let's see. I guess I just look around the home, like, see if anybody else here is also like, dressed suspicious.
All right. So, yeah, so leaving that room, you kind of peer around. It seems like a lot of the movement you hear might be coming from what you'd assume is probably like a kitchen area. You head down the hallway, and to your right is the kitchen. You see people kind of just sitting around it, slowly sipping on some kind of liquid out of cups. And they're kind of just staring blankly around the kitchen, not really looking any way or another.
You know who Slimmer Turtle is?
I feel like I should, because they called me by my name.
It's Yash.
Oh. Why is...
Because my siege line is, I'm not a robot, but I could always do the robot.
Why hasn't he changed his name to something we would recognize?
I don't know.
But hello.
Well, he's gone now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I had no idea. It's a...
You change your name, you can change it for free.
Okay, so they're just like having some snack or whatever.
Yeah, they're kind of like drinking probably like some kind of water or tea, and kind of just, they look very vacant in their stares.
Vacant?
Vacant.
Yeah. Like, is that suspicious to me?
Let me think. Roll an insight. Okay. Looking at their stares and compared to the heavy operations she has in the other room, you can probably surmise that around, closing time for the festival, since it's in about a day, they're probably just exhausted from her constantly going in and out and just trying to get them to help her.
Oh, okay. Well then, I think I'm gonna head out. See if I can track down Oscar.
Okay. Before you head
We
out.
saw her go from house to house, right?
Yes.
Before we walk up to her.
Mm-hmm. All right. Before you head out, back to the other crew. So you cast Armor of Agathis for yourself, Romero, and then Jorin. You ready to set some fire?
Well, I'm just laying the rope out. Fench is going to light it with his tinder.
No, don't lay out rope.
Don't lay out the rope?
No, you can. That was a really shitty joke.
I didn't
Anyway.
catch the joke either.
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna let that pass. Anyway, I set fire to the rope.
Okay. And you guys are aiming for a controlled fire?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess. Do you do anything to prep the rope, or you're just trying to set that piece of rope on fire?
It's just a nice little hempen rope. If it's all, if Fench has anything else he wants to use to attempt to prep it.
I have something that will like make sure it goes up pretty well.
Okay.
But it's more like a flash than it is a, because I do have a bunch of oil flasks.
I mean, oil just burns long term, so if you want to.
Well, what's the rule on that? Is the oil gonna blow slow? Or is it gonna burn fast? I just assume because it's like lamp oil, it has to come out at like a controlled timer or something like that.
I'd say it's
Well,
a long burn then, not a sudden burn.
Oh, well then keep your rope. I'm gonna use some oil.
All right. I will keep the rope.
All right, I use the oil instead.
Okay. How do you lay it out?
I just kind of pour a bit of it out, just kind of like around the front of the shed.
Okay. Make a survival check.
Okay.
All right.
Do I fail at putting oil down?
No, don't. It's
Like a.
Was it very scared? Okay. For that survival check.
all right. So you pour out the oil, and you're able to light it. And you do have the controlled fire like in the front of the shed where you're aiming for the entrance, so the rats can't like get out. But you see that it's slowly creeping along the grass.
Oh, this is grass?
You guys didn't
I
realize
thought,
there's
like,
grass everywhere? It's green.
I thought this was like. I thought it was dirt or something.
There's grass everywhere.
Oh, I'm not doing this, Ed. That's stupid.
That's why I was so confused. I was like, all right. I'll let you take it back. I didn't realize. I thought the tufts.
I thought, like,
the tufts are all grass.
I mean, I figured we were like in front of like somebody's like shed that they consistently use, so like it's dirt everywhere.
We didn't know it rained a lot in Vallaki, so there was a good is it lush grass or is it dry grass?
Dry grass.
All right.
Yes. So.
All right, yeah. Fuck it. We're just going in. Screw it. No
Not
problem.
on this fire idea anymore.
Yeah, we're not lubing up nothing. No oil. Going right in.
All right. I mean, you
Maybe
could
Romero.
I would give it to you that you could set up the fire, but you would have to use like dirt to kind of like, control where the fire sits.
Nah, this is too much work already. We're
Too
just
much
going
work.
in.
You're
Smashing rats.
All right, no more fire?
Match rats.
No more roasted rats for you guys?
Did he pour the oil
Not-
and then
Not
realize
free
this? Like
roasted
what?
rats.
What exactly?
I'm letting him take backsies because apparently they thought that this was like used enough that
did-
there's dirt everywhere.
We didn't realize this was
Yeah,
just
I
a
was trying to
dry grass
figure out
area.
like why we were doing this anyway. I was like, I guess the worst that happens is everything burns down.
with us inside.
So you
And then
agreed,
I
Stryder.
was gonna wait for them to light the fire, and then I was gonna say, so now how do we get in the shed? They were lighting it at the entrance.
Well, so I was just thinking it'd be a small enough fire you can just walk over it. To scare animals, not to scare us.
I like Stryder. He's
Like,
just
if-
like, I wait and see.
While we're arguing about the fire, I just opened the door.
Okay.
Okay. You open the door, and the scratching noises are definitely louder. And at first glance, you don't see any rats in front of you. It's
I turn
pretty
on my
dark
lamp.
in the shed. You turn on you lamp.
I lamp.
You lamp and you raise it above Jorin's head, and in the back right corner of the shed's maybe like 5 by 5. It's a pretty small shed. You see huddled in the corner dozens of red eyes that turn and just stare into the light.
I think we found the rats.
I think I want to use my sword.
All right, all of you roll initiatives.
Yep, I do.
Confirmed. I want to use sword.
Can confirm.
Sweet.
Oh boy.
Oh, you don't get anything.
Oh.
They're not this big, I swear.
So many rats.
All right, let me do the turn order real quick. Where's the button? This button. Then clear this.
I'm glad that Roll20 told me you wanted to send the result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected. You wanted to do this, but you didn't.
It's honest though.
Yeah, I got the same message. And apparently, we don't have tokens that are valid.
It's probably because we're on this map. All right, so then Fench got a good old 1, Jorin got a 21, and Romero gets a 12. And then I roll for these guys.
Yeah, I do like that when I mouse over anyone, it highlights their icon.
Ah, it
Kind
does.
of cool. Haven't noticed that before.
Learning all the things. All right, Jorin, what are you going to do to this huddled corner of rats?
I
So many rats.
So the entire shed is just 1 square, essentially,
Yeah.
as far as the space is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only one entrance.
Yes. There are, like, on the 2 sides, there's, like, the really tiny windows. You know what I mean? Like, they're not a full window. They're kind of just, like, this half windows towards the top. Enough to provide light if you're inside.
And it's not like a falling apart shed with, like, holes in the walls or anything.
No, but you could, if need be, you could make another entrance if you guys want to try.
I don't know that. I was curious if the rats would scurry out some other back entrance that they've eaten their way through.
You can't tell from where you are and where the light's hitting.
Gotcha. So then I'll turn to Romero and say, since you have the flail and can smash, I'll let you go inside and just whack at them, and I'll take out any stragglers that come out the door and ready in action to stab rats that attempt to scurry out the door from him.
Okay.
So then where do you position yourself, Jorin, in relation to the shed?
Just like at the front of the door.
Okay, with enough space that people can walk around you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I'm small. Anyone can walk around me anyway.
that's true. Is there anything else you want to do with your actual action?
No. Just wait to attack any rats that might come by.
So they're positioning themselves outside the shed door, right?
Jorin is.
I am. The rats are inside the shed.
So if I walk in, can I see Jorin behind me?
You would be able to.
You're sure about that?
Well, it's a... So wait, what you're saying is if you stand inside the shed, you wouldn't be able to see Jorin behind you?
Like outside the door, because I thought he was standing on the outside of the shed.
He...
Yeah, but like still, like kind of like in the doorway, but not blocking the doorway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like this is the entrance to the shed.
But I
This
kind
side.
of want to hit them all with Necrotic Shroud.
I can take it.
All right. So then, yeah, I guess he positions himself, and then I walk in and I scare the living piss out of every rat in the room with that.
Okay. So, Jorin, go ahead and make yourself a charisma saving throw. Rats are not very charismatic.
You have to beat a...
I didn't know it.
Yeah, you definitely didn't do it. You have to beat a 14.
All right. So, can you describe your transformation again? Sorry, it's been a little while for me.
Romero has like raven wings that look broken.
Okay. So yeah, Romero.
And then pools where his eyes should be of like void energy.
So your eyes go completely black, and coming out from your back are 2 large raven-like wings, but they appear broken and unable to be used to fly. Jorin, you see this, and you can't imagine that Romero, who you've been adventuring with, turned into this creature, and
I've seen him turn into this creature before. Just wasn't within 10 feet of it.
You never
s-
got quite such a good look at something like this, and
yes.
now you're scared.
Yes, you are very scared, and on fear, you spend all your movement running away, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then the rats also catch glimpse at this, and all of them are completely frightened by it. So they're all stunned right now. And is that an action for you to do, Necrotic Shroud? Yeah, it's your action.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, so that's your turn.
Yes.
Okay. So the rat's completely feared by this. You see them start to scurry and run, and what you realize is Fench and Jorin, you don't see any rats leave the shed, but Romero, as far as you can tell, the rats seem to be disappearing in numbers. They're within their turn, probably about half crawl away and scratch away, and it sounds like they could be either underneath or in the walls, and there's another half still in front of you because they all haven't been able to squeeze through the holes.
Okay.
And then it's Fench's turn.
I'm just gonna go rat stomping.
All right, how do you plan
Well,
on doing it? Because Romero's the only one that's in melee range.
I guess I'm gonna try and get the ones that try and run out.
None of them are outside.
Hmm.
But you do hear very loud scratching now. That sounds like it's between the walls of the shed.
Well, that doesn't sound good. I'm gonna Commander Strike. So that's gonna allow Romero to make an attack.
Oh, okay.
What's the actual thing? Like, if you give me the description.
I'm trying to do the thing.
Yep.
Okay. Come on, you got this. You got this. God damn it! Just do the attribute thing. There we go.
So you'll have to roll your superiority dice and add it to my attack damage if I hit.
Yes.
I don't know how much you need to hit a swarm of rats.
Probably more than
Yeah, that does miss.
Oops, sorry.
So yeah, Romero,
Tried.
seeing them kind of like scatter around you, it makes you hard being able to focus on which set of rats to aim for. And when you drop your flail, you kind of end up hitting kind of like in between the sea of rats as they're splitting off and running into the walls.
Okay.
I feel like I shouldn't be afraid of a man who can't hit a big swarm of rats with a hammer.
All right, Jorin, you are scared of Romero.
Well, I'm gonna get pretty far away.
We'll just say, like, this is far enough. But now you don't see Romero anymore. So then he can still act with his other action, right? Since he's not inside line of sight of you.
Yeah, once he gets out of line of sight, he can make a check to be not frightened anymore.
Is that another charisma?
Yeah, I think so. I think he just tries to make another check. But, I mean, yeah, they're just frightened until my next turn. Then they won't be frightened anymore. I was just trying to scare them out the entrance.
That's fair. All right. So yeah, Jorin, you're fine. You gather your wits and you go, wait, it's just Romero. it's not some other monster that just appeared.
Well then,
All right. So then back to Romero.
There's still rats in front of me.
There's, yeah, only about half of the swarm was able to squeeze through all the holes in the walls.
We should have brought the wizard with us so that he could just nuke all the stuff in here. I don't have any AoE stuff. I was thinking they would attack me, but none of them did.
You scared them.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Alright, well, I guess I'll just swing at him again.
Sorry, you did
Okay.
it on purpose.
So then that one does hit. So bring down
Do
your
that.
Okay. So yeah, you bring down your flail and you're able to hit a good number of the rats, leaving behind maybe another handful still visible within the shed.
Plus I deal.
Oops, I didn't mean to give you that number.
Plus I deal 4 more necrotic damage for being in my form.
Ah, yes. Okay. Do I not have... Oh, wait, the icon itself has their health pool. So it's usually... And then how much extra necrotic?
Four.
Okay, so... Alright. So then it's... Yep, so then it's rats' turns now. So you said they're not feared of you anymore?
Nah, it should have only lasted a turn.
Okay. So then, those still in the room with you, go in for an attack. And...
Good, good.
Bup. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Alright, so then the rats left in the room, they kind of all decide to kind of jump at you, but they all just cling to your armor, kind of biting and clawing at it. And then Fench's turn.
All right. I still can't hit anything, right?
Not from what you can see, no. You don't see any rats.
Well, I don't think this is worth really using my superiority.
Probably not.
I think I'm just gonna see if there's anything else I can. Yeah, I'm gonna move around the shed to see if there's anything I can find around it. I'm gonna go to the left first to see if there's any of them running out.
If only I had a destructive wave. But then again, I'd probably destroy the shed with it.
Alright, so which way do you want to go around the shed to investigate it?
Left.
Okay. So then you go towards the left. Are you right up next to the shed?
Yeah.
Alright, right here on the shed, you hear a lot of the scratching noises, and you can kind of see some divots in the ground underneath of the shed where maybe some animals have dug out from to kind of get to the food shed from it.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, you don't see any clear openings in the walls.
All right. Can I make my way all the way around it or no?
Let's see. If it's only 5 by 5 and you were maybe 5 feet away, then yeah, I'd say you'd be able to get all the way around the shed.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna do a general inspection to see if anything's getting out.
All right. Yep. From what you can see again, it doesn't look like anything has really crawled out. You do see a couple of the, like maybe 1 or 2 holes on each side of the shed, but make an insight.
Dun dun
dun. You crouch down to one of the holes in the divots of or along the sides of the shed. You can see it's dark, but you don't really get glimpse anything else from those holes that are dug out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's nothing immediately I can seal up with, right?
To seal up the holes?
Yeah.
You could probably start kicking dirt or piles of grass.
All right, I'll do that then.
Okay. So you're kind of just
Let's
blocking chances of escape.
Yeah.
All right. Make one more insight check.
All right, I can do this. I sort of believe in me.
Hey, you did it.
Yay!
So as you're piling dirt in, you realize that it's taking much more dirt than you realize to fill the holes than what you would have guessed initially.
Huh.
And then it's Jorin's turn.
Oh, I suppose I should make my way back to the shed now that I'm no longer afraid of Romero.
Yeah.
Then can I tell if, like, what's going on with the rats? Should I be stabbing at walls?
You could probably ask Romero what's been going on to fill you in.
No, ask Romero what happened to all the rats.
They're crawling into holes in the walls.
Well, that seems awful. Last time I bashed a hole through a wall, the rats all came out of the hole.
Right, I believe the same will happen here.
Well, but it's time to try and break open a wall to get some rats. So, I don't know. Swing at a wall with a short sword.
Okay, go ahead and make a attack check. What was that first roll? All right. But yes. So the shed is standing there, and the wood, although it seems well constructed, isn't the strongest wood. So you're able to clearly bash a hole in it. And then, as you see, you can see a couple of rats start to pour out as if they weren't expecting a hole to be there, and instead a wall to be there. And
Do I still have an action to stab you at rats or no?
I'll give it to you. I'll say beating up the wall was more of an object interaction than a action.
All right. Stab rats.
That does stab a couple of rats.
I guess. Yep. The second short sword.
Yep, that one also stabs a couple of rats. So yeah, so
Making rat kebabs.
making rat
Shank,
kebabs.
shank. All the rat kebabs.
They're
I mean-
piercing weapons. I have to stab them.
I'm trying to think, because I said half the rats were in Romero's shed. So if I say that they're the same swarm, and I divide the health pools,
D&D's not supposed to have math.
math. Maybe I'll just say it was full health, and then I'll just decrement it from there. So let's say 16. Okay. Yes. So you're able to stabby a decent amount of rats, probably about like a handful. And you're not quite kebabbing them, but you are slicing and dicing them. All right, and then it is Romero's turn. At this point, with Jorin kind of disrupting one of the paths, you kind of hear the scurrying shift off into some of the other walls surrounding you. But you
But I
still...
don't see any more rats.
I'd say you probably see a quarter of the rats you did when you first came in, because some are now confused as the paths are starting to get clogged up.
Alright, well then I'll just keep smashing these rats.
Yep, and you smash.
Plus another 4, because it hasn't been a minute yet.
So all the rats in front of you are all gone. Much murder.
Squish.
And you just have a pile of dead rats in front of you. And then it is the swarm's turn. They're no more in front of you. So instead, Jorin, you start to you hear less scratching by you, and Fench at one of the holes that's coming out from underneath of you. You start to see a handful of rats start to crawl out of there, trying to find an escape.
Oh yeah, it's weasel stomping day.
It's weasel stomping day. All right, so you go stompies or sword.
Can I athletics them?
Sure, I'll let you athletics them.
Like it's just stomping on rats. Not sure how I feel about that, but I did it.
I always forget the rules of ties. Attacker win or defender win?
Attacker.
Attacker. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then, what I'll say is, so then the rats are starting to kind of like pour out. Not too many, small handfuls, as it seems like Jorin and Romero either funneled them away or have taken care of them, from what you can tell, Fench. And you start to see some crawl out from your area of the shed, and they're coming out with such speed that as you're trying to stomp them, it's kind of as if a modern day DDR where you're just hopping rat to rat trying to squish them and keep up. But you are able to successfully kind of take care of any of the rats you see, and the noises from the rats start to subside in the shed.
Okay, I think we did good.
Yeah. So before you guys decide how you want to do, the gathering and everything, I'll move back to the other two.
Woot woot.
All right. So then, Aiden, you're heading out of the house. I'd say, make a quick stealth check. All right. So, how you said you just wanted to leave out the front door?
Oh, do I still get the advantage for it?
I'll give you the advantage since no one's really caught wind of you.
Oh,
All right. Good advantage.
All right. So you said you wanted front door?
yeah.
All right. So you head to the front door, and it feels kind of stuck as you pull on it. So you try to pull harder without making too much noise, but suddenly the door kind of gives and kind of makes a kind of like scrapes against the floor with a quick noise. You pause and you look around, but it doesn't seem like anyone in the family cares at all, and you're able to get out of the house.
Alrighty.
All right. So then, Oscar, is there anything else in particular you're looking for in her warehouse?
No, because it's not like I can start rummaging through this stuff. She's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Is she just kind of sorting through the clothes?
Yeah.
I will ask him, like, so why do all this? What's the payoff for you?
She kind of thinks of how to answer it. She's like, payoff. Well, it's not like these services go paid or anything, but I'd say having the Baron's favor is probably the best thing to have around this town.
Have you ever met him?
Oh, he comes to the festivals. He checks out the booths. He always commends me each year. I don't want to lose that streak.
Gotcha. I'm sure it must be pretty nice being in such high graces with the Baron.
I wouldn't say high graces, just I'm not just another villager.
I mean, I could have told you that from the beginning, but it's always good for you to have the confidence in yourself.
She looks at you confused. She's like, I'm confident in my work.
Yeah.
She goes back to sorting fabrics. Do I have to
it's
remove
not
the
the best
rabbit's
thing.
toy? Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right, 1 second.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
Sign it up.
So what do you guys think? Is she a hardcore spy? Needs to be dealt with?
Let's take a poll.
What do you think, chat? Is she an evil spy? Do we need to kill her?
Okay, he's grumpy with me.
Is
He'll
this
get
the
over
worst case of a homeowners association?
It's Kenny G.
All right, so then, yes, so
Kenny
she
G's
goes.
coming to Florida. I might see him perform at Epcot for free.
Does he still use the saxophone clarinet or whatever that one's called? I forget which version of it.
Saxonet.
It's a certain type of saxophone, I think. I just forget which. I don't know what you call alto, tenor. I don't know what that part is.
An alto sax.
No, alto's the one I played. Anyway.
All I know is he keeps it saxy, no matter what instrument it is.
How smooth. All right. So yes, so she goes back to sorting her fabrics.
I'm just gonna shout out to do you want me to grab other fabrics from from your house next door?
She just nods without even turning around. Sure. Go ahead. The door should be unlocked.
Don't even need to be invisible. All right. So go. I guess I'll go over to her house.
Yeah. You do find it unlocked, like she said, because if she's constantly moving back and forth, she doesn't have time to worry about locking up everything.
I'd probably tap Oscar's shoulder at some point.
Has it been close to an hour?
I don't think so.
No.
No. All right.
Alone.
Hey, did you find anything?
It looks like she's actually dyeing stuff. There's a few
Oh.
like recipes and stuff, but she didn't like steal the fabric.
Because I'm not finding like anything to really link her to the outside camp.
Well, maybe the recipe she uses is Vistani.
Maybe, but with all this work she does, it doesn't even seem like she has time to spy.
Probably not, no. Are we just figuring out if she's spying or if she's working with Vistani?
I mean, both. So what do you want to do about this?
I don't know. If you don't think that she's spying, the only connection would be if the dye's recipe comes from Vistani. So we just have to find a Vistani recipe.
All right, well, I can just ask her about that stuff.
All right.
Where she learned the recipe for dyeing.
Sounds good.
All right. So yeah, I'll run in. I'll grab a whole bunch of clothes. Come running back. And in that house is where she had all those big dye vats, right?
In her house, to a room on the left. First room on the left. You'd easily spot it going in.
Yeah. Are they like giant, impressive looking things?
No, it's kind of just a bunch of like wooden tubs all lined up and organized for her to like start dip dyeing fabrics.
All right. And you know what? While I'm in there real quick, I do want to maybe like kind of like look around to see if there's anything suspicious.
All right, yeah. Looking around, you see all the same things that Aiden had seen. Are you specifically looking for anything that might say Vistani on it or might hint that it's a...
Yeah.
All right, so looking at the recipes, they do look pretty like specific and measured out. They are kind of scrawled on as if she kind of heard them from like hearsay, but there's nothing that hints that it would be something that she would have to learn in any like suspicious way.
She's not like writing in Thieves' Cant the recipe.
No, she's not thieves canning the recipes. They're all understandable in common.
All right. Yeah, I'll bring the next load over to her and just ask her. I'm like, oh, that's quite the elaborate setup of dyes you have over there.
And she goes, oh yes, thank you. It's It's something that I learned, passed down from the family for generations. It's not easy keeping up with this demand. And then you see what she's done with some of the braided fabrics. She's actually braiding the fabrics to then braid them into large sun shapes in the coordinating colors.
Now, your family taught this to you? Because they didn't really see much interest in any of this work.
Oh, not that family. You get married, you think you find someone, and they go, they're too tired of festivals. They say the other families are just doing basic food stalls, and then I'm putting too much work into it, and it's not worth it. But look at this. And she tries to pick up the braided sun, but it's like obviously heavy.
Can I'm gonna drop an I'm like, here, let me help you with that. I'm gonna drop an unseen servant, just popping him out there to kind of like hold up the whole tapestry and like twirl it around and make it look really fancy.
And she's like, you're a magic user?
Oh yes, I'm sorry, did I not mention that?
You said you were new in town. It's not often we get adventurers. I should have guessed from your outfits. You guys don't exactly fit in with the drab Barovians.
Yeah, so then I guess you had married a drab towns member here?
Yeah, it tends to be the way of things around here. Things have been particularly rough with, he who shall not be named.
So then were you not originally from the town?
Oh, yes. I was born and raised in this town. There are just some people you meet that do have personalities and some that seem to not at all.
Well, it's a shame to think such a vibrant personality of like yours is wasted on an unappreciative husband.
Persuasion.
What? Yeah, that's accurate.
I like how you doubt it and you're like, yeah. Oh no! You have a +7!
Yeah, it's an 8. Not rolling well today. Haven't been rolling anything above a 10.
She kind of stares at you and she's like, Are you coming on to me? I am married.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
She eyes you again and she's like, an adventurer looking for a homebound Barovian?
An adventurer looking to aid a fellow adventurer, even if she hasn't left home.
She looks at you and she looks around at her fabric. She's like, does this seem like adventuring to you? And she tries to like take her son from the unseen servant, but it's still too heavy for her, so she gives up.
Look around at this town. This is the liveliest, most adventurous thing I've seen here.
She kind of looks
Just
at you.
Because to me, you just seem like a large fish in a small pond. But if you were to leave here, just think of the great, tapestries you can weave. Your art would really be appreciative. Appreciate it.
Persuasion.
All right, roll better.
All right, she seems to contemplate it. She's looking at that and then thinking of like her home life. It seems like she's kind of like darting her eyes around the room and she goes, "Are you inviting me to be an adventurer with your group?"
Does the offer interest you?
She starts to dart her eyes around the room even more. She's like, she stutters. She's like, I don't know. I mean, I've never dated an adventurer before.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not like anything you've ever experienced.
Can I pause for a second?
Yeah. You good?
I'm imagining what if this, how far this goes, and you're like, "Hey, Irina, I got me a new lady."
I'm not sure what the game plan is here. That's right. I have my wife's, somewhere in the room next to me, and she just hears the one-ended side of this conversation.
Oh yeah, you said they can hear you.
Yeah.
All right, let me get back into it. And she seems confused. She's like, I don't think I can leave this life. I've been so comfortable here. I mean, like, do you guys need tapestries of your adventures?
What do you have here? What truly belongs to you here?
I have a family. I have a long-standing reputation.
But are you happy?
She kind of pauses. She's like, I don't know. What? Sorry, I'm reading chat now. Anyway, it seems you've utterly, like, confused her, and she doesn't know. It's kind of like she doesn't know up from down anymore. She doesn't know how to feel at the moment.
You know what? I'm gonna lean in and go for it. I'm gonna try to kiss her. Why not? Let's. This is how you find out if she's a spy, right?
Yeah, typical undercover work here, everybody.
We find out the people with the paper mache heads are there for assault.
Hey, I've only watched one spy movie, and it was Sean Connery. So.
Is she one of the milkmaids you're so fond of?
All right, so you lean in for a kiss?
Yeah.
Kiss on the lips, forehead, cheek, hand?
I'll go lips. Let's get daring. Let's high risk, high reward.
Mango?
Mango would know. He's definitely tried this in the past.
Mango, give me advice. I need advice, Mango. I'm doing this, but then afterwards, what's the plan?
I'm trying to think. Is there a check for kissing in D&D 5e?
Is it still persuasion? Is it performance?
I'd go to for performance.
Performance of how good of a kisser you are to see if you can convince her?
I guess it could also be dexterity.
Maybe
Could
deception.
it be deception?
Well, I guess, all right. So then the question is, what is your...
How excited you are, acrobatics.
What is your intent behind...
And if you're magical, maybe arcana.
Sleight of lips?
No, really, this definitely has to be nature.
Nature. What is your intent behind the kiss, then? Let's put it that way.
I don't know, it's in my nature.
It's just in your nature. You can't help yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I mean, like, are you trying to deceive her? Are you trying to persuade her? Are you trying to charm her? Are you trying to...
Trying to charm her.
Charm?
Yeah.
Are you just looking for some action?
Flat charisma.
Flat charisma?
Flat charisma?
Were you
Yeah.
jealous that we got to fight something, so now you're trying to start your own fight?
I won't give him disadvantage, only because she doesn't have a chance to fight back.
Whoa, don't say it like that. I was also thinking about casting healing word through my
It's
lips
the
as I do it.
implication. You're an adventurer. You have weapons. It's the implication that she can't say no.
We
You're
did just
following
watch
the
that.
Dennis system.
Look, I'm just saying, we've all watched Into the Woods in the second act.
I haven't.
Oh, it's pretty good. Kind of. I mean, at this point, the prince like makes out with the baker's wife, and then I think she like falls off a cliff or something. It gets a little fuzzy. But
Yeah, it gets a little fuzzy, but that's what I'm going for.
All
here.
right, yes. Flat charisma.
flat charisma. Can I still cast healing word through my lips?
What are you healing? Are you saying
She's
you've hurt her?
tired.
Her broken
It's
heart.
magical, yeah.
Her HP pool is fine. You can't heal an
That's not all
emotional
good
pool with
for
healing
time.
word.
Yeah, you can. I know
It's like an antidepressant.
Hold on, let's see. Let's
I'm not letting you cast healing word. Give me your flat charisma. Damn it.
There. You happy?
Aw.
You couldn't roll
No,
persuasion
none
with
of
a
us-
+7, but you can roll your charisma
None
with
of
a
us are
+3. Okay. So you're just trying to charm her?
Yeah.
So what kind of kiss? Like a peck? Like a full on smoochies?
No, like a deep, passionate, like one of those kisses that stop time and they make movies about.
I love the idea that people can only hear one half of your conversation. Okay. So then yes, so you do this.
Luckily, our roommates are out of town at the moment, so it's just the wife.
It's just D&D. Anyway, so yes. So it's Mango. Mango's too distracting. All right. So yes, so you do plant the kiss on her, and you can tell that she kisses back after the initial shock of it.
Damn.
DM question.
Mm-hmm.
Leg pop?
Is this Princess Diaries? No leg pop.
Damn it. Need to get that 20.
What's your move now, Mr. Swoon?
I don't know. Mango, help me out here.
You're the bard. What are you doing? You got this far.
Trying to intimidate chat into my nefarious actions. I don't know.
Nefarious actions.
You agree.
Dang it, Mango. No help. I mean, we're in a room by ourselves with the entire floor basically quilted in blankets and tapestries. So I'm assuming I'm gonna just try to have this thing fade to black.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is the
So
game-
he
this is
wants
the game you
to.
set up,
Yes, I know what he
would
wants.
be the medieval term? Lay with her.
Take a
What
roll
else?
in the
What am I doing?
tapestries with her.
Yeah, take a roll in
Yeah.
the tapestries.
I want to roll 2 deck saves then a con.
Oh my god! What's gonna happen? You trip and you hurt her and you don't get to roll in the tapestries?
Well, no, the second deck save is for pullout.
Oh god. I thought that's what the con was for.
The con is for how long it lasts.
Oh
And,
no.
if he fails the second deck save, then hey, guess what? You got a third kid.
Hey guys, time to go fight Strahd. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. I was explaining to someone about like how the campaign's going, and I was like, yeah, we have a children army going on. It's fine. Everything's good.
No.
All right. So Oscar, you fade to black in that room, and Aiden, you're just outside, and what do?
Take notes.
I mean, I probably go to see what Oscar is doing at some point and realize the noise.
Yeah, he forgot to put a tapestry on the doorknob, right? Once you realize what's happening, do you just like try to head back somewhere, or?
Yeah. Just waiting game.
Like, oh my.
All right, then I'll flash back to the group with their tons of rats that they have squashed or flailed.
Although we are next to that temple, right?
Yes, that is a church near you, very
Pray
close
for me,
by.
please.
This is a church.
search it up.
So when it comes back to us, is it just me and Jorin sitting by ordering Fench to skewer rats on his sword?
If that's what you guys want to do.
Okay. All right. Listen up. You're going to skewer rats too. Okay. Take out a dagger. Do something.
I don't have any sharp, pointy implements to do this with.
Does nobody here have a silver sword?
I don't have a
extra...
silver sword. Do you see this flail?
Romero, I have an extra short sword you can use here.
See?
But this is your short sword. I don't want to take this from you.
Well, I have an extra. Since I got the silvered one, I don't need this third one, really. I haven't had a chance to get rid of it yet.
See? We have a team effort.
All right. I want to help, but I want to help in the slowest way possible.
Are we all just a bunch of assholes?
Isn't that what D&D is?
I see Romero very, slowly stabbing rats. I was like, come on, we need to get paid for these things and get out of here.
Right. And then I just kind of like whisper, but if we take our time, then he has more rats on his sword.
Fine. I will slow down my rat stabbing with my normal short sword, not the silver short sword. Not using the silver short sword for this.
I see this as a win because I was going to stab them all.
Yes. So, with Romero and Jorin kind of slowing their pace, Fench does end up with this long sword full of rat corpses. What do you do, Fench, once you realize you've run out of room on your longsword?
I look at them and be like, "All right, you guys look like you can finish up."
I'd
I
say
thought you said you had like a dagger or something.
No, I said you to grab a dagger.
But I don't have a dagger. I thought you said you had a dagger.
Well, wait, what are we doing? Let's just put them all in a pile and just get them out here and have them count
No. We have to bring the rats to him. Put them all on your sword, and I visibly try to squish more rats on his sword.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
How many rats
Oh,
do you...
no! We have to fit more rats.
Oh no! Oh no! They're touching your face! Oh shoot! Oh no! I'm so sorry. So sorry.
So, how many rats do you think could fit on a longsword? Let's talk numbers here, because I'd say you guys probably killed 30-ish, 40-ish rats.
Okay.
Oh, I think we could definitely get at least 30 rats on a longsword.
You think 30?
Absolutely.
That's.
I was thinking 15.
Just a fuck
That's
ton of
where-
rats on his one long sword.
That's what I was thinking too. Maybe 20 if we're being good about it.
20 if you're being really
Prudent.
yeah, space efficient.
Yes.
Let's see. A longsword.
We're feng shuiing the rats on the sword.
Longsword blade is 43 inches.
Oh, we're getting technical.
If we're just squishing rats onto there because they're squished and stabbed at this point, I think we can get a solid 30 rats onto that.
Yeah, all right. If it's 43
Don't
inches...
forget, guys,
Wait,
we
is
do
43
just
inches
need the
of just the
heads.
blade, or is that including the hilt?
That's just the blade.
All right, then, yeah, I'd say you can get the 30 on Fench's. And then between Jorin and Romero, I guess you each just have 10 rats on yours.
Something like that.
Or yeah, 5.
5 each.
Fench has fucking 30 rats on his sword.
I'm
He's
like,
using
all
two.
right, Fench, lead the way. Come on, let's show him all the rats you've collected.
I don't know.
Come on, Fench. We have to turn the rats in.
Be careful not to drop any. We're getting paid per rat here.
Yes, let us all walk together.
All right, so you guys head up to the front of the house and knock again?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna stand behind Fench with this huge sword.
Where do you stand, Jorin?
I'm gonna ask Romero for the short sword I gave him and just hold the 2 swords with 5 rats behind Fench.
All right, but yeah, I hand it back to you, and then I just wipe like rat guts on Finch's back while he's not looking.
Oh my god.
I turn around.
Like what?
I put down the sword. And I give you a solid punch in the face.
I wanna dodge it.
Go ahead. I guess that'd be at acrobatics or athletics. Yep. So Romero, fully expecting to be punished for rat guts, just kind of like sidesteps as you punch towards him.
And then I knock on. Wait, we already knocked on the door, right?
Yes, you've already
Yes.
knocked on the door, so the person should be opening the door any second.
And I'm like, whoa, Finch. Wouldn't want him to see you get angry.
Oh, to see me get angry.
In the middle of
Jorin, I
Fench's
think he's lost it.
in the middle of Fench's laughter, you guys hear the door open, and the man's greeted by rat guts speared across Fench's back, and like Romero and Jorin, you can see, kind of like looks disgusted.
I take another punch at him.
All right. Well, before he does that, I want to cast Channel Divinity.
Oh my goodness, are you guys really gonna do this?
Apparently.
I threw the punch.
Oh, are we just doing athletics?
I mean, however you
figured.
want to do it.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
so
then
you're
I want to
fine.
counter punch him while he comes in the gut.
And so the guys open the door at this point.
Yes, and he sees all this happening.
Why do you have a +6 to it?
I'm sorry
Tavern
for these
Brawler.
two. I
Yeah, Tavern
don't.
Brawler.
I don't know what they're doing.
I just like pick up Finch's sword and I'm like, look at all the rats we've got. Finch here, he did the lion's share of the work.
Yeah, and then he looks at. Okay, yeah, you're showing it. Yeah, he looks at both of you. He's like, "Are you two? Are you two fighting right now?"
Oh no, we're perfectly fine. Finch is just he's just having a misunderstanding now, aren't we?
Oh, I'm having a great misunderstanding right now. A wonderful misunderstanding. One that just involves me just flailing my fists around. It's just amazing. I can't control it right now.
I want to give Finch a very intimidating look.
Okay, are you trying to fear him?
I'm trying to intimidate him.
No.
Okay, go ahead and try to intimidate Fench. Does he defend against that, or is it just a check?
I reject because I'm a PC.
I can fear you for real if you want.
No. We'll just say that Fench, you see kind of like the...
I'm more of acting like a salty asshole right now. I've stopped, but I'm still acting like a salty asshole.
Yeah, you see the look in Romero's eyes, and you kind of like back off, but you're still like... You know, the thing that people do when they try to punk each other, where you lean in, and you lean in, but you don't actually do anything. Because you realize your last two punches have connected, and you don't really need to, you know...
Luck is not on my side
Yes.
right now.
You realize a third punch might not hit. A third time's not always the charm.
You need to lean in. That's what I do.
Sometimes it's a strikeout.
But yes. But yeah, Fench, if you had the rat sword with you, you probably would have dropped some, but Romero's since taken it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the man seems confused. He's like, but yeah, how much did you say again for the reward? I don't want fighting on my front doorstep.
Yeah, it's no problem, sir. No problem. It'll just be a gold a rat.
I don't believe. I thought it was 50 silver a rat.
No. We discussed. Remember, we said we shook on it.
I shook on 50.
Yeah,
no,
he did.
no, you shook on approximately what, 25 gold
Total?
for 20 rats. So I'm giving you a deal here.
The man stares confused and is like, I can't offer you
Okay,
that
look.
much.
Okay, hold on. I think you are misremembering. It was 50 silver.
50. So, are you sure about this, Fench?
Absolutely.
Persuasion, Romero.
Persuasion. I was trying to deceive him. But
All right,
okay.
then you can do deception. The man starts to buy it at first, and he's like, "No. Even if I agreed on a silver per rat, how many rats do you have?"
I kind of just like look at the sword, and then I look at the two short swords, and I'm like, 40, 45-ish.
40 at a
Something
gold
like that.
a piece. I can't afford that. I can't afford like I can do 25 gold. And then to make it up, I can make you guys like 6 loaves of bread. 2 for each of you.
6 loaves of bread. I do say that does sound quite delicious. All right. Well, I think we could settle. I do one of those things where I look at Finch and Jorin, and I'm just like, wave my hand back and forth, like, hey, what do you think, guys? Does this sound fair?
Well, that's pretty
Works-
reasonable considering.
Works for me.
Yeah. Okay. I think we'll do 25 gold and 6 loaves of bread.
All right. He kind of like puts a hand up. He's like, "You can leave the rats here. Do you still
Great.
need yours?"
And I just slide them all right down on his doorstep.
And he's like, "Oh," and he like gags and he shuts his door.
And then I hand Fench his bloody sword.
Thanks.
It was the best way for us to get them all up here to get paid, really.
So then you hear shuffling around. You hear what sounds like a couple doors opening and shutting, and you see the door opens again. He kind of has like a little woven basket full of bread and a little pouch. And checking it, you do see it's filled with 25 gold.
Great. Then I guess I hand Jorin the 2 things, because he's the most trustworthy out of the 3 of us.
The honesty.
Sure.
All right, and then where do you guys want to head to once this is all done?
We didn't have another job right now, right?
No,
No.
you guys
I
party
guess we
split.
just head back to the inn to wait for the others.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds good.
So flashing back to the other 2, Oscar, do you want to do your Constitution check?
What?
I want to see how long Aiden waits for you.
Well, I've got a plan to do.
Okay.
All right. So how much time do I have left on this hour, do I think?
It's probably been at least a half hour.
Okay. How far is that church?
He's gonna spook a church.
Boop-a-da-boop.
Apparently 300 feet.
I can run that in half a minute.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So I run to the church.
Okay. Oh wait, I'm still on ruler. All right, you're at the church.
So what does it look like?
It's a church not too different than the one that was in the village of Barovia. A little bit bigger maybe, but it does appear to be worshiping the same like morning deity.
Okay. But still no name.
If you look around at the church, you do see the name of the church. The church has a sign to it. It's dedicated to St. Andrew's, or St. Andrew, and it's a St. Andrew's church.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna try to sneak inside the church.
Okay. Are you just knocking, trying to open the door?
Are there people going in and out?
You don't see any constant traffic, but you do kind of hear someone digging around in the graves in the burial grounds.
Let me check something.
Oh, and here's a quick description of the church. It's slouching and centuries-old stone church that has a bulging steeple in the back and walls lined with cracked stained glass windows depicting pious saints. The fence along the burial ground is of a wrought iron that encloses a garden of gravestones, and a thin mist creeps amongst the graves.
No, I want to go inside.
Okay.
So I guess I try to open the door.
Okay, the door is unlocked.
Do I see anyone inside?
You kind of look around. It does seem like people have been around recently, but you don't see anyone right away.
Alright, I go inside.
Okay, you go in. What do you look for?
Like a back room.
A back room. Okay, so as soon as you enter, it kind of looks like, let me take you to, it says that I can use the same map as the other church. So the layout is very similar to this, just not wrecked and destroyed.
Alrighty. So, I guess I peek in this door here.
Okay, on that side, you do see that it seems to be some form of study area.
Okay. Is there anyone inside?
It doesn't look like anyone's in there at the moment.
Alright, I'm gonna sneak in.
Okay, what do you look for?
Burial records.
Burial records. All right, you find a old cabinet that does seem to have some logs and books in it. Is there a particular name you're looking for?
Not a name, but maybe like someone referenced with like magic or something.
Some reference with magic.
Isn't this the church in?
It is the same one, but it does say that there's no map provided for the church, but it has, if needed, it has the same configuration as this one.
Okay.
It's just not wrecked. Let me see what they have. There is no hints of anyone too magical, but it does state there are a couple logs regarding keeping safe the bones of Saint Andral that are supposed to be kept within the church's safety.
Is there anything about like the mausoleum in the back where they bury special people?
Nothing in particular regarding that, but it does hint that there is, you do see some references, but nothing clear on how to get to it, of a crypt beneath the church's main altar.
Under the altar?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Alright. Let's back out then. I steal the burial record book though.
Okay, to just have it with you?
Yep.
Okay.
Alrighty. Do I hear anyone as I pass by these doors?
You do kind of hear some shuffling in the door to, like, this, that would be here on your left.
I sneak past to like the altar.
Okay, it doesn't look like anyone's there right now. No one seems to be doing any services.
Okay, is there anything on the altar?
Just typical things you would see for a church service. Nothing seems to stand out as unusual to you.
So I don't see any levers or switches.
You do not.
Alrighty. What's in this room to my side?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of peek in.
Yes.
That one looks like it's a... Sorry, I'm also trying to open other things. It looks like a living quarters. It looks like someone has been gotten up from there recently.
Okay. And the room that there isn't any noise over there?
This one, it also looks like a living quarters.
Okay. I want to make a knocking noise on the living quarters here.
This one?
But I'm standing here, and then I'm gonna sneak into this room when the guy leaves.
Okay. Knocking on that, you do see someone. They kind of like open the door, and what you see peeking out of their head looks like someone that'd be running the church. It's a older man, dressed in attire that was similar to Priest Donovich in the village of Barovia. He looks left and right, and then he goes back into the room, seeing that no one's actually present.
But in the living quarters?
Yeah, in this one.
So can I sneak into this one while he's gone?
He didn't leave. He kind of like peeked his head out when he heard knocking, but he didn't actually leave the room.
Let's see. All right. Is there any distance that I can speak and he might not hear me?
With the doors closed, you could probably get away with like 10, 15 feet.
What about with the doors open?
Open. Maybe add an extra 5 or 10, depending where you want to stand.
Okay. So I'll move behind the altar then.
Okay.
I'll minor illusion, knock on the door opposite it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he comes out, I'm going to cast Phantasmal Force on him, which is a giant block of text.
Hello.
Yeah, it is.
You throw a text at him.
I'll never get out of this. I'll be reading this text for days.
This text. I will try to sneak into the door. But no, I craft an illusion of a man who is sneaking into the room.
Okay. What's the damage at the bottom?
If I craft something that is damaging, then it can deal psychic damage.
Okay.
This won't hit him or anything. So.
Alright, so I'll just use Donovich in this case. He does come out and he looks confused and he rushes across the room.
Okay. Now let's sneak in.
Okay. What are you looking for?
What's in here?
It just looks like typical living quarters. He lives pretty simply. There's just the bed and the nightstand.
Damn. Does he have like a journal or anything?
No, it looks like anything he would write is kept safe in the records room.
Useless. Well, I guess I'm out. Let's go wait for Oscar to finish. No, I suppose he should be already done.
Did you not check that fourth room?
What fourth room?
Weren't there 4 rooms there?
There are.
One was a study, and I got, like, that they said there's a crypt under the altar, but I don't see anything in the altar. So, I'll have to figure it out.
I mean, it's me just metagaming looking at this stream. It seemed like there was at least one room that didn't get looked in.
No, there were 3 living quarters.
Mm-hmm. And then the one study.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so... Yep, Oscar, do your constitution check to see if you're all...
Do you want a saving throw, or...?
Opinion, everybody?
I think it's the same. I mean, I think it's the same bonus either way.
I would say it's a save personally, but what about you?
Aiden,
Well,
before Aiden even finished the church, you were all done.
I cast sleep on her.
You Do you get out of the way?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, looking over my spells, I also had Detect Thoughts, which seems like finding out someone's a spy would have been a lot easier to do by doing that.
All right, so did you leave did you get up and like run off? Because isn't the range on that 30 feet or like the radius?
Well, it goes after the lowest person with the lowest health, right?
All right, as long as you
First?
have more health than what's left over.
Yeah.
As
I
a
got more health
commoner,
than-
I think how much does a commoner get? It's not much.
Probably like
5 at most.
Yeah, I was thinking between 5 and 10. Let me go to the inn and see if they have health
Alright.
pools above them.
Well, it's close. I
It's
got
4.
24.
They have 4
Alright.
health.
I beat it by 7. I'm still awake.
All right, so you can't sleep on this poor Ruben.
She needed sleep. Look how peaceful she is now lying there. She'll always remember this as being amazing.
All right.
Maybe I'll leave a note.
There-
I'll leave a
there-
note.
there-
imagine the
some-
police
there's some-
report.
Uh,
All right. So you make her fall asleep. Then what do you do?
Leave a note.
What does your note say?
Something dumb and romantic, like you know, my many adventures have taken me to, different places across the continent. But just remember that, we will always exist in this moment. Two
We will
souls
always have
bonded
Vallaki.
together, something or other, yeah.
I like to imagine that she
Mango.
reads that and she just happens, and like the next night just happens to go to the same tavern.
All right. So you leave the love note, and then you just head out of the warehouse.
Oh, I'll sign it. Your adventurer.
Didn't you do this in my one shot before?
I feel like this is kind of a common thing for him. Is this what you do to all the milkmaids?
All right, so you leave behind the note, and okay, but yeah. So, are you just gonna like head out of the warehouse and wait for Aiden, or?
Yeah, because was there honestly anything else I could like look to see if she was a spy to complete this mission? She didn't seem like.
well, she's asleep now, so I feel like you have a lot of free reign to search things.
Yeah. Is there anything that says like I'm a spy? Let's search around.
Yeah, you can look around, and what you notice is like she does have all the tapestries, but she also has kind of like how should I put it? She does kind of have like a notebook that you find out that she keeps. In it, she kind of like catalogs each thing she does for the festival every year. And she seems to also keep tabs on. She kind of writes it as, she mentioned how much the Baron likes when people do really well. So it's kind of
Okay.
like she keeps a running list of who he considers the best in the town. She always puts herself at the top, of course. But then a lot of times, second or third is actually a familiar name to you. It's the Carino Antonovic.
Oh. That was the
Quest giver.
yeah. And this notebook just seems more like gossip kind of stuff than any kind of thing of evil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should have detected thoughts on the butterfly lady.
You could still do it.
Yeah, I forget. Does detect anything give me the text?
That's another
Maybe
wall of
that might
text.
do it. I'm just checking over it to see
Yeah.
if they knew or not. I think that actually.
You initially
the
learn
basic.
surface thoughts. Probing deeper, they can do a wisdom saving throw. Either way, they know that you're probing their mind.
Even if I'm just doing the surface stuff.
It says they know you're probing it unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts. The creature
You
can
get
use
your
its
ping pong.
the creature can use its action on its turn to make an intelligence check contested by your intelligence. If it succeeds, the spell ends.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can.
Well, I guess either way, I mean, I don't know where Aiden ran off to. If he's invisible, running around somewhere. So I
Well,
guess
do
I'll
come
just go back. What's
and
that?
You're like,
I don't know when you're coming back.
you said
When
that
I
come
leave
back
the
after you
place, do I
finish.
see him?
He's still invisible for maybe another 10 minutes once everything's like done. So Aiden would still be invisible leaving the church.
Then I guess I would just go back to the quest giver.
Okay. And then Aiden, do you tell Oscar that you're here with him, or?
I guess we'll meet. Like, he'll walk in front of me. So, yeah, I'll just knock on his shoulder.
Oh, Aiden, that you?
Yeah, it looks like you were having some fun.
Pervert. Staying watch.
I did not. I instead robbed a church.
I don't know if that's better. I think we gotta
we
be
were
careful
both
with
committing
you.
sacrilege.
We cast invisibility on you once, and you turn into this stoking klepto.
What?
I don't know. I'll turn you invisible whenever you want.
All right. So I'll say everyone's kind of back at the Blue Water Inn. Zoom out a bit. I'll move everybody like down here. I'll say Jorin, Fench, and Romero are kind of still outside because it took them. They're a little bit further away from the inn than you guys were. And then, how do you guys want to approach the blue butterfly beret lady?
As soon as I walk in, I'd like to I guess I'll bring up detect thoughts.
Okay. So then it looks like you get the surface level of her thoughts.
Yeah. So like as soon as we walk in and she sees us, without like kind of looking at her, what does she think about us?
She's like, I hope they found what they needed.
All right. So I guess should I walk up to her? Oh wait, before that, like Aiden, did we find anything against her?
Nope. Looks like she legitimately died all those things herself.
Yeah, all right. Guess we'll come back and we'll.
You didn't find any like spy literature.
No. She didn't have any tattoos on her, right?
Well, you would know.
I'm asking this.
No,
asking
there
Hops.
were no tattoos on her.
All right, had to be thorough with the investigation.
Ugh. Anyway, all right. So then you're just approaching her?
Yeah, I'm gonna approach her.
She looks excited to see you. She's like, "Dude, so did you find it? Did you find what you needed?"
Well, from all of our gatherings, it doesn't seem like she's a part of any group outside of Barovia people.
She kind of looks frustrated. She's like, I should. You hear in her thoughts, she's like, should have picked someone else. And then she goes, she must be a better spy than I realized.
What makes you so certain that she's a spy?
She kind of eyes you suspiciously. She's like, she can't be that perfect. She just can't be. There's got to be something.
She's a hard worker. She puts her time and effort into the things she does. You know, she works around the clock. She tries to get her family to help her, but they don't give her that much mind.
She rolls her eyes. She's like, family schmamly. I pay people to make my festival goings look good, and then she's over here. She's got recipes from who knows where. Everything seems to look right. The Baron's all like, "Look at me, look at her, look at all of her stuff." And what do I get? I get a good job. And then she's clearly getting like red in the face, but she's like, "But you know, I mean, she must be getting outside help, right? Of course. There's no way she just does it all on her own."
The only help she's getting is from her own willpower. It's all her doing it. Money can't buy the kind of focus she has.
So then Karina looks at you. She's like, "Oh, so you're taking her side now."
Suddenly, Karina smells a musky smell. A musky smell that smells smelly.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if I want to necessarily take the side of, somebody who always comes in second place at these festivals.
Her eyes go wide.
Oh, are we here at the bar? Can we hear this?
You guys can start walking in now.
I just hear that. I just go, "Oh, Oscar's serving some shit over here."
And Karina's like, "You know what? I don't have to pay you for your services if you're gonna be like this."
You know what? Fine. I don't need your damn money. I had a wonderful time with her, and she's a beautiful person. Unlike this haggard wench I see before me.
She gasps and she's appalled and she just stomps out of the inn.
And your butterflies suck.
You suck.
Yeah, I do. You go ask her.
Ah! She doesn't know what that means and she storms off. So everybody else in the party got to hear that final confrontation. Do any of you have anything to say to Oscar?
So how'd it go, Oscar?
It went really well.
It did not. That's our money leaving this inn.
Yeah. Aiden, how much were we supposed to get paid for that?
50.
50. All right. Here's your half, and I just give him 25 gold.
Danica, Red Dragon crush for the group on Oscar. That was epic.
She just like with wide eyes is just like
Get a second one for Fench for putting up with me.
she's just like, "Okay, we never have that kind of shouting in the bar. I'll be quick about it." And she heads back and she comes back with the drinks.
Fench actually does appreciate
Oh.
Is there anything you guys want to do before we close out the session?
Oh shit. Yeah.
I think it's
actually,
a great
it's
place
like,
to leave it.
Stupidly, Fench actually just looks very nervous very quickly. Hey, gentlemen, I don't know how to say this. He pulls off his back a shovel.
A shovel?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, we could have used the shovel.
Okay.
Oh, well, we got paid anyway, and look at all this
Yeah.
bread we've got.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, Oscar and Aiden, you take notice of the bread.
Oh, nice.
I'd say the bread probably equates to like a day of rations each. It's like 6.
You leave my 6 loaves of bread alone.
So you guys just have the bread and money to show for your adventures?
Bread money? Well, yeah, that and
Well, that was the goal, was to make some money. So yes.
we also came up with a plan for a business, but I'm not sure how it would work out.
Oh, what's the business, brother?
We skewer a bunch of rats and cook them.
Like a restaurant?
And then here's the best part of Romero's plan. We serve them on long swords.
Yes, and we call them adventure kebabs, and say that they're exotic meats.
Do we give them long swords?
I think we can get like fake wooden long swords.
Yeah. The flavor gets baked right into the wood there.
Well, yes, I mean, I
We
don't
could
know.
probably do that.
It
Well,
just seems like a decent business venture. It could be sold at fairs.
Hops, what was the bartender's name?
Her name's there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's Danica.
Danica.
Oh, Danico. Danico, would you serve adventurer's special here?
Adventure special?
Yes.
it's meat kebab.
She
Served
seems
on a wooden
confused.
sword.
She seems confused at the proposition. She's like, "Are you
Prized
guys?"
by great kills. We're testing him out. We want you to be our flagship store. It'd be a great honor to be the first serving adventuring food to the people of Berlovia. It could be ready just in time for the festival.
We need to come up with a name for our business. Perhaps Jorin and Romero's.
I like the sound of that.
It does sound Italian.
We could sell them on short swords, child-sized meals.
Yes.
Ugh. She seems confused. She's like, "I'd have to speak to my husband. He's the chef around here. I don't know how willing he is to pass that around to other adventurers, but I can get back to you later."
Yes, please do, please do. Send him my way too if he wants to hear any of the details on it.
Okay.
We need to.
I
I think we
won't.
should flesh out the idea a little more still first, anyway.
Yeah, I'll say I won't do that tonight. But otherwise, is there any other final RP you guys want to handle?
You won't let me haggle with the guy to get him to put our meals on the market?
It's getting
Take a
late.
small cut of the process.
It's
Go
getting.
shower.
We don't even have any rats right now.
Let's just stay here, guys, and farm rats.
Hunt rats. Then we want to
We used
perfect
to-
our meat
We used to have a
spices.
kitchen, but Aiden blew it up.
Let's be the Guy
That
Fieri
kitchen
of rats.
is terrible. Like literally, it was filled with terror.
I didn't think so. I thought it was filled with laughter.
Don't
And
forget.
Aiden can hand out mixed drinks that look all special and stuff on the side.
I guess
Yeah.
a thing to keep a note is if you want to gain the cook's favor, remember that Romero does have some information on something he wants help with.
I think I already told them about the quest. At least
was it?
Fench.
I don't know if Oscar was here.
Yeah, the cook in the shop said that he would pay us money and let us stay here for free and eat for free if we went and dealt with his wine distributor.
Why was that the first thing we did? What time of day is it, Hops?
After said and done, probably like 4 in the afternoon.
So we're going to spend food and drink for tonight and then do this quest to get unlimited?
Technically, I'm pretty sure I told you this. I could have sworn.
Could have been before he showed up last session.
No, he said it this session.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've said it
Yeah.
this session, and I'm pretty sure I told him last session when he came.
Yeah, but originally I wasn't paying attention because it was a male chef, not a female.
Fair enough.
Uh,
Alright.
Are you gonna try to sleep with the bartender, Danica, as well?
No, her husband's scary. He
Alright.
knows how to cut meat. I don't want to deal with that.
Oh.
Wait, what have our kids been doing this whole time?
I'd say they're probably I don't know if you've seen them yet, but the bar owners,
Has put them to
Danica Danica and Erwin also have kids, so they're probably like hanging out with them.
Oh, okay, that sounds fine.
That sounds fine.
Yeah.
Alright, but if there's nothing else to finish out the session, I'll bring the stream down. Oh my goodness, Mango.
oh.
Do you think we should have like a tank of rats that people can like walk up to and I want that.
Oh
one,
my
then
goodness, can we
we freshly stomp it for him?
This is the kind of thing we're
Let's just make
discussing
them
at the
slay.
bar.
We just actually, you get the short sword or long sword and just stab it straight in, and however many you get on the sword is what you get.
Oh.
And then we cook them for you.
Anyway, all right. I'm taking this stream down.
For an all.
It's the best plan.
All right.